The region for all types of surgery, general and specialized, from orthopedics to bariatrics and gynecology to urology. A comforting place we see friends and neighbors, with a name you've known and trusted for years. Via Christi Pittsburgh, because your life matters. The tools of healthcare are amazing. Advanced technology, tools right here in Southeast Kansas we use every day for precise surgeries, with smaller incisions and faster healing. But at Via Christi Pittsburgh, we know, advanced as they may be, they're still tools. But put in the hands of skilled surgeons, humans who think and feel and care for others, well, that's the amazing part.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, with locations in Pittsburgh, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
The mark of a great body shop is no mark at all. Whether your vehicle has minor door dings, scratches, been in a fender bender, or just needs a complete makeover, Vietti Auto Body in Pittsburgh will make it look as good as new. Vietti Auto Body on East 4th in Pittsburgh since 1948. Find us fast in names and numbers. Vehicle maintenance is essential to the life of your ride. Get better gas mileage and wear on your tires with proper alignment from Vietti Auto Body and Alignment in Pittsburgh. Vietti Auto Body and Alignment on East 4th in Pittsburgh since 1948. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Tyler.
What, dude?
Why is that up so loud?
We had to hear where we were at in the national anthem because we can't hear in here. Why are you worried about it?
Because you're going to blow the damn Q speaker.
Turn it down, dog.
It's at 5, man.
Yeah, you could have it at 2.
Fine.
All right, hey guys, real quick, we're going to not do another 2-minute block after the 2-minute block following Chuck. So we'll have the Chuck Smith interview, a 2-minute block, and then us, and we'll just keep it here.
Works for me.
Okay.
Right now, we're going through the 2-minute block after the first interview. Chuck's getting ready to come up. So after Chuck comes up, we just go live to you?
No. After Chuck comes up, you'll take that 2-minute block, but I'm saying the 2-minute block after that, delete out. Or not delete out, but don't delete it, but move the spots somewhere else.
I have another 2-minute block after that, but okay. I see. I know what you're saying, though.
Okay, yeah, we're just going to stick it with me. Or stick it with us.
Okay. Hey, Trent.
Yep.
I'm trying to put in a spot block just for later on in the game. I keep right-clicking to open up the spot block, and it's not allowing me to do that. What's the deal?
Yeah, I would just recommend highlighting an already existing spot block and then copying it and then pasting it.
Hey, he's talking about doing it from the log screen. You're talking about doing it from the control room screen, aren't you? Like on next gen?
Yes.
Okay, you have to right-click on the one that says not the end spot block, but the one that says spot block. Because if you right-click on the end spot block, it will not be able to open it.
Thanks.
No problem. I've done that multiple times.
All right, when are we coming back?
About 3 minutes.
All right. We are running ahead of time here. So can we make it a 1-minute spot block between that interview and us for both stations?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, we might be cutting in the kickoff or after.
We can go even lower on the spot between the end of this interview and you guys going live. We can do it.
Yeah,
30.
let's do 30.
All right. All right, you got 22 seconds, then we're going live.
Just tell me when the intro fires.
Absolutely. All right, it's fired.
Welcome back to Hutchinson Field, just in time for the opening kickoff between these two teams, between Colgan and Galena. It'll be Colgan winning the toss, deferring to the second half. They will kick from left to right to Galena. Kyle Steinmiller has it teed away at his 40. He will approach, put a right foot into it, and the spiraling kickoff bounces at the 25. It's touched at the 10, and now it'll be jumped on in the end zone, as the ball just kept bouncing past all Galena players, and the freshman J.C. Shelton finally hopping on it in the end zone. Colgan will start from, or pardon me, Colgan will come out defensively, certainly, from Galena's own 20, and that's where the Galena offense will start. The kickoff time and temperature brought to you by CDL Electric Heating and Cooling. CDL is the area leader in residential, commercial, and industrial heating, cooling, and refrigeration. Call the professionals at CDL to make sure your home or office is the right temperature all the time. Kickoff at 2:59 today. The temperature a sunny 61 degrees. Underneath center, the quarterback P.J. Sarwinski for Galena sends the near wing back in motion. That's Shepard. Brandon Shepard breaks a tackle 2 yards deep, and he's able to skate past the line of scrimmage to the 23. Gain of 3 on first down for the speedy wingback. Tonight's opening kickoff is brought to you in part by the law office of Edward J. Battatori. They're dedicated to the defense of anyone accused of a crime. Protect your rights. You don't have to do it alone. Experience counts. Call the law office of Edward J. Battatori, 230-0333. Galena up to the line on second down and 7. Ball spotted at the far hash mark at their own 23. This time the give to the dive back Mooney. Cuts back a few times at the 25 and then falls forward to the 29 before being taken down by Andrew Stewart of Colgan. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 1 to go following the gain of 6 for Dayton Mooney on his first carry of the contest. We'll give you starting lineups as we go through. Starting lineups brought to you by Commerce Bank of Pittsburgh. No matter how you like to bank, Commerce Bank fits your world, offering mobile banking, online banking, and online bill pay. You can even make a deposit from your mobile device. Commerce Bank, making banking easy and convenient. 3rd down and 1 for the Galena Bulldogs out of the flex bone. They give to Shepard. The near wing back in motion from left to right. Feels his way around right guard and then right tackle. Picks across the 30 to the 31. Gain of 2 for Shepard, and Galena will move the chains on 3 consecutive running plays. Your starting offense for Galena looks like this. Mason Qualls, Kanan Roberts, Austin Harshman, and Trevor Little up front alongside Garrett Breedlove. Dayton Mooney, the dive back, the ace back in the flexbone formation. Your wingbacks are Sal DiCamillo and Brandon Shepard. Tight end Kyle Martin, wide receiver Garrett Hall, and the starting quarterback, the junior P.J. Sarwinski. Out of the pistol this time, rolls to the near side off play action, finds Shepard in the near flat, but he's stopped right as he receives the football by Joe Battatori at the 32. Gain of 1 on the first completion from P.J. Sarwinski to the flanker, Brandon Shepard. And oftentimes they will line up in the pistol formation, especially when they choose to pass out of things. The Colgan starting defense, Drew Beck as your strong safety, Connor O'Brien, a corner, Garrett Van Beesler, the opposite side corner. Up front, you've got Bryce Hutchins as your linebacker, Alex Brown, your defensive end, Andrew Stewart, another linebacker. We'll get to the others in a moment. Sarwinski takes a snap out of the pistol, rolls to the far side, takes a hit, and incomplete, intended for Brandon Shepard at the 44-yard line of Galena, but he fell down on the route coverage provided by Garrett Van Beesler. Brings up 3rd and 9 for Galena. They need to the Colgan 41-yard line for a first down. Other defensive starters for the Colgan Panthers, you mentioned Andrew Stewart at linebacker, Jacob Fleming and Ryan Battaglia up front, the defensive linemen. They have been so huge this year. Garrett Norman, far side defensive end, and Sawyer Ash rounds out the defensive lineup for Colgan. He is the free safety for the Panthers. 3rd and 9 now for the Galena Bulldogs. They're at their own 32. Sarwinski lines them up in the flexbone format. To the near side, it's J.C. Shelton, your wideout, and a formation penalty against Galena before the play can even get started will mark them back an additional 5 yards. It'll set them up at 3rd down and 14. So those are your starting lineups for both squads. And with 3rd and 14 approaching, Galena in a passing down situation, Tyler.
Yeah, they have been running the ball pretty well. The thing that I like about this offense is there's so much moving around when the ball is stopped. At least one person is in motion every time the ball is snapped, and it really throws the defense off. I know whenever I was playing high school football against teams like Heights High School, they would do the same thing. Really threw us off. Sometimes they'd run counters. You said that they really don't run counters out of this, but we'll see them come out in a pistol formation now.
Pistol formation, trips to the near side for Sarwinski. Rolls to the near side, looking back to the far side. Dangerous throw intercepted by Garrett Norman at the 17-yard line, and he's taken down by Shepard. Colgan had that play well diagnosed. Norman kept relation to Shepard as Shepard released to the right flat. Sarwinski rolling to the left side. A dangerous throw, and Galena turns it over inside their own red zone. It's 1st and 10 Colgan at the Galena 17.
Yeah, Garrett Norman was actually in on a couple plays before that whenever you were talking, giving us the starting lineups and everything else. He really puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback every time. That time he actually fell back in almost like a coverage roll, and he was able to get that interception.
So Colgan takes over good field position at the Galena 17. It's Cedeno cutting right around the 15, 10, 5. He's in. Touchdown, Colgan. A flag down at the 5-yard line. Sawyer Esch getting up slowly after the play. We'll see this is on Colgan, and it looks like it is.
It's going to be a holding penalty on Sawyer Esch. Right on the edge. Just kind of hard to hold a block for that long, and that's why right there they'll call holding right at the 5-yard line. It was a touchdown, but this one will end up moving back 10 yards.
So give him 12 on the carry, minus 10 on the penalty, and it brings up a 1st down and 8 scenario. It's time for tonight's Keys to the Game, brought to you by Pitt Realty. They work hard to represent their clients with honesty, integrity, and understanding in order to provide the best possible service. Whether you may be buying or selling, you can visit all the listings of Pitt Realty online at pittrealty.net. We'll get to Tyler's Keys to the Game after this play. Double tight I formation for Cedeno. Battatori, the tailback, the give to Battatori, left side, following a block by his left guard. Gets to the 12-yard line. Not much else. Tackle made by Mason Qualls. Sets up a 2nd down and 5. Tyler, what are your keys to the game for both teams?
First key to the game for Colgan is going to be to establish that run. They've been able to pass, but their run has kind of been sporadic at some times. So if they establish that early and they're able to use that more than what they normally do, they'll be able to run over this Galena team. As we saw them just earlier, had a run by Ryan Cedeno all the way to the end zone. That's going to be my first to get back to the second in a second.
Shotgun formation, 2 backs. Cedeno keeps it himself up the middle. Boy, he is undercut. Looked like he had a hole for a moment, but the hole closed up thanks to the play of Dayton Mooney, who tackles him at the 11-yard line. Good play call for the Colgan Panthers, but they're able to just scrape 2 out of it. Brings up 3rd down and 3.
The second for Colgan is going to be their special teams. That's one of the underlying themes of this game that we talked about, Trent. And for them to be able to get their return game going, that's going to be huge because we've seen Colgan run back quite a few kickoff returns, punt returns, and everything else.
Tight end set to the near side. I formation 2 wide for Cedeno. Cedeno hands off to the big fullback, and it's Andrew Stewart burling his way inside the 10, inside the 5, down to the 4-yard line. 1st down, Colgan on a gain of 7 for Andrew Stewart. Now, what about the keys to the game for Galena?
For Galena, it's going to be to neutralize the passing attack of Ryan Cedeno. He can throw the ball extremely well. We've seen Garrett Norman get out in the open, him just put it on a dime for long touchdowns. We saw it over in Humboldt and everything else, and we'll get back to the second in just a second.
I formation, 2 tight ends stacked to the near side. The give to Battatori. They run towards the strong side of the formation, and he spins into the end zone. Touchdown, Colgan. Battatori strikes from 4 yards out. No flags, and Colgan draws first blood. It's 6-0, 7:49 remaining in the first quarter.
And a great run by Joe Battatori, and that's going to lead into our second key of the game for Galena, and that's going to be to get their defense started. Is they need to stop the running attack and the running attack and the passing attack of Colgan, and we haven't seen that yet because we've seen basically 2 touchdown runs just in this drive. One was obviously called back, and just the Joe Battatori one just there as the kick is up. And it will go through the uprights for an extra point that'll bring the score to 7-0. But once again, Galena is going to need to stop this offense early because this team can put a lot of points on the board.
Following Steinmiller's extra point, your score 7-0, Colgan leading. We're back in 30 seconds. This is high school football coverage on the MyTown Media Radio Network.
The mark of a great body shop is no mark at all. Whether your vehicle has minor door dings, scratches, been in a fender bender, or just needs a complete makeover, the Eddy Auto Body in Pittsburgh will make it look as good as new. The Eddy Auto Body on East 4th in Pittsburgh since 1948. Find us fast in names and numbers.
The tools of healthcare are amazing. Advanced technology, tools right here in Southeast Kansas we use every day for precise surgeries.
You're on.
Welcome back from Hutchinson Field. Trent Kling alongside Tyler Dara. 7-0, Colgan leading after a Joe Battatori 3-yard touchdown. The extra point was good, and right now the score, again, 7-0, Colgan leading by a touchdown. They will kick from right to left, boot high in the air from Steinmiller. It'll be handled at the 4-yard line by Shepard. Brandon Shepard crossing the field from right to left, just inside the near hash mark before sliding to a stop underneath the tackle of Jeremiah Bush at the 19-yard line. A return of 15 yards puts Galena at their own 19. And just like with the first drive, not the best field position in the world for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, this is actually the second drive that they've started inside the 20 or on the 20, and I think that's due to the kickoff return team that Galena has. The first one, they weren't able to field it cleanly. This one, just not able to get very many blocks to be able to make any cuts. Colgan was good on the kickoff defense and stop them inside the 20.
Sarwinski takes the snap out of the flexbone formation, hands to the fullback Mooney, who backs up across the 22 to the 23-yard line. Did a good job never stopping his feet and falling forward despite the best efforts of Andrew Stewart. And on the interior defensive line, Jacob Fleming. They call it a 5-yard gain, brings up 2nd and 5.
And basically the defensive scheme that they have to run on this is going to be assignment football. As long as everybody on the line and the linebackers cover who they're supposed to, there's not a lot of things that can happen unless broken tackles happen and things like that. But it's whenever you just kind of go for the ball is when things go bad.
Tight end set to the far side, the wing T formation. Again, the handoff to Mooney. This time tries to get around the right side of the defensive line. No dice there. Bryce Hutchins able to cut him off at the pass tackle. Finished off by Normand for Colgan. No gain, brings up 3rd and 5. 6:50, left to play in the first quarter. The score 7-0. Galena trailing. They were moving the ball on the first drive, but then victimized by a Colgan interception. Colgan was able to take the ball in to score. Now, shotgun formation, Sarwinski design, quarterback run, able to get past the first tackler, across the 30, as the first down to the 34-yard line, and slow to get up after making the tackle was a Colgan player. That is Bryce Hutchins, the linebacker, and that is someone that Colgan cannot lose. He is so vital to their defensive effort. Getting back to the run by P.J. Sarwinski, it's something they did with good effect against Caney Valley back on Tuesday. Injury timeout, we'll take it with him. Back in 30 seconds from Hutch Field. This is high school football coverage on the sports headquarters and on WMBH Joplin.
On the windshield. Plus you'll get
Hey, Ian, I knew there was no bed there, but I had to wait for WMBH.
That was my bad. I realized that as soon as...
The mark of a great body shop is no mark at all. Whether your vehicle has minor door dings, scratches, been in a fender bender, or just needs a complete makeover, the Eddie Auto Body in Pittsburgh will make it look as good as new. The Eddie Auto Body on East 4th in Pittsburgh since 1948. Find us fast in names and numbers.
First and 10 for the Galena Bulldogs at their own 33. The injured Colgan Panther Bryce Hutchins coming off the field. He was favoring his right arm. We'll get to that in a second. Sarwinski brings the Bulldogs up to the line. Tight end set near side in the wing T formation. They'll fake the give to Mooney, play it out to Shepard. Shepard moving from left to right, and he is pursued all the way in the backfield to the right sideline by Max Wilson and taken down for a 1-yard loss. Second down and 11 following the loss of 1 on the give to Shepard.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Assignment football. They weren't fazed by the fake right up the middle. They kept their eyes on who they needed to be on, and the cutter outside the right tackle was just taken down by a couple of Colgan Panthers there.
Now Bryce Hutchins already has a pretty sizable cast on the left arm. He's been working on the right arm. Talking to Tyler over the break, said it looked like it might be a shoulder issue. It looks like they're working almost on his elbow now. Shotgun formation for Sarwinski. Handoff to Mooney in the backfield. Mooney falls forward to the 35. Pickup of 3 from the line of scrimmage, which was the 32. This sets up a 3rd down and 8. Galena needs to their own 43 for the first down. Line of scrimmage, their own 35.
Yeah, 3rd and 8 now. They maybe look for a pistol look for a pass from PJ, but Colgan's defense has been able to stop on these last 2 plays for basically no yards, and now they'll come up 3rd and 8, trying to get something going here in a pistol formation.
5:20 left to play in the first quarter. Trips to the near side. Everyone moving before the snap, and they will have to blow the play dead. Everyone moved well. The ball just was not out from center for Galena, and this will mark them back another 5 on the procedural penalty. Their second such penalty of the game so far. 3rd and 13 coming up. And now, if you're Galena, they do have pistol and shotgun looks, but their offense not really intended to pick up big chunks of yards like this.
Yeah, and also one of the things I was going to talk about is the mental mistakes that Galena has made now. This is their second false start penalty, and that's one of the things that as a coach that you don't want to see. Things like holding and not really holding, but other things like face mask, things like that you can kind of go with, but things like that pre-play, just unacceptable.
Trips to the near side. They'll play it safe. They run the draw to Mooney in the backfield. He is swallowed up for no gain. Might have lost a yard. Normand with a good push on the defensive line. Jacob Fleming again in on the stop and brings up 4th down and 13. Galena must punt from their own 30.
This has been quite a long drive for Galena, though. Starting, I'm not sure exactly when it started, but it's been going for a little while. This is only their second offensive drive. This will be the first punt of the game by Galena.
J.C. Shelton, who is a very effective punter. He'll get some low line drive kicks away and get good bounces on him. This one is a high, tight spiral. Be handled on the far sideline by Drew Beck. Here comes the reverse. He hands to Sawyer Esch down the left sideline, makes a couple of men miss. Esch dekes at the 40, gets across the 45 before being leveled out of bounds by Kanan Roberts at the 47. Colgan is good for 1 reverse on the punt coverage unit every single game, I think. And there you saw it with Beck pulling it in, handing to Esch, and Esch gets about 16 on the punt return. Colgan will set up at their own 46-yard line.
That's one of the things you see on every single kickoff return, every single punt return is at least a fake or a reverse fake. Or, yeah, a fake reverse or a reverse. And we saw it there. Worked to perfection. Right over to Sawyer Esch.
It was a good punt by Shelton, but it sets up Colgan. Decent field position near midfield at their own 46. Bubble screen near side to Drew Beck. Cannot hang on at the 45-yard line. The throw was low, and he looked upfield right as DiCamillo was coming at him for Galena. 2nd down and 10 after Cedeno's first incompletion of the game.
First bubble screen of the game, and didn't do what they wanted it to, so I would assume that they're going to try to keep going back to that, but as of right now, bubble screen not working, but I don't think it was because of the play call. I think it was just, Drew Beck not able to field the catch.
Just one of those tough circumstances. You know you have so much room to run as a wide receiver. It's tough to not look up. Triple option near side out of a double tight I formation. Batatori shakes 1 tackle in the backfield, but then is hounded by the Bulldogs. into falling down at the 46-yard line. Caleb Holsey, Mason Qualls, both contributing on the stop. Holsey's helmet came off, so he will have to leave the game for Galena. They'll jog in Brandon Shepard, an extra member of the defensive secondary, with 3rd and 10 following the gain of none by Battatori.
Battatori, a good spin right off a tackler and push forward to get back to the original line of scrimmage. It was originally almost a loss of 2, maybe even 3, but he was able to battle right back to the original line of scrimmage, bring up 3rd and 10. Cedeno
with 2 wides to either side. Flanker to the near side. Play action to Battatori. Drops back to throw. Looking across the middle. Had a man and off the fingertips of Josh Hayes. Incomplete. Hayes released out of the backfield and was open on a seam in between the hash marks at the Galena 35. Couldn't haul it in. Brings up 4th and 10. And Colgan now will have to punt.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but it looked like he was kind of foreseeing a hit and kind of had T-Rex arms and not able to keep all those in there, but that was a great pass put on the mark by Ryan Cedeno, but just unable to field the catch again.
Back to punt, Tyler Brines. Catches the snap at the 32, boots it away, high kick, and it will roll off a Colgan player at the 30, and 25, and will be down at the 20-yard line. They'll mark it dead at the 25. 3:20 remaining in the first quarter, and Galena will get the ball back after forcing a 3-and-out from Colgan. And this game, other than the short field given to Colgan off of the nice interception by Normand, we've seen the offenses move the ball a little bit, but overall not much.
Yeah, I think that Colgan was very fortunate to get that interception to give them great field position. Ended up going down for a scoring drive, but that drive right there stalled out by Colgan and ended up, this is good for the defense of Galena, though, to be able to show some promise, be able to stop this high potent Colgan offense.
Tight end set to the far side with the wing T formation. They give to Shepard on the around right side. Shepard gaining the edge for a moment at the 25. Still on his feet at the 30. Charging forward to the 31-yard line. Required 2 Panthers to bring him down. Alex Brown and Jacob Fleming on the stop. But a solid gain for Shepard, as we mentioned, coming off back-to-back 100-yard games. Sets up 2nd down and 4.
I think they're keying on Shepard because a lot of the times when he gets the ball, he's got 1, if not 2 guys already on him. So I think they might be kind of spying him. Normally you see like a quarterback spy, but I think they're spying Shepard, like you said, coming off of 2 100-plus yard games. And I'm sure that they don't want that to happen again here today.
Wide out is Garrett Hall for Galena to the near side, and they'll go back into the huddle as face mask issue for Max Wilson on the Colgan side. We'll force Galena to go back, talk about things for a moment. Now they wind the clock ready for play. It is 2nd down and 4. Ball spotted at their own 31-yard line. This time DiCamillo in motion. And P.J. Sarwinski keeps it himself, reaches forward across the line of scrimmage, gets maybe to the 32. A pickup of a yard, sets up 3rd down and 3. Sarwinski's 2nd carry of the ball game. He's got 10 yards, 7-0. Colgan leading Galena, 2:10 remaining in the first quarter. Galena has it at their own 33-yard line. They need to make it to the Colgan 36 for a first down. Make it their own 33-yard line, we'll call it. P.J. Sarwinski under center. DiCamillo, the wingback far side. He goes in motion far to near. Sarwinski, play action to him. Looking to gain the edge, rolling out, and he'll try to pick up the first down himself. Lowered his head, took on Garrett Van Beesler, who made the stop, but Sarwinski enough forward progress to gain to the 39. Pick up a Galena first down following a gain of 6.
A great run there by P.J. Sarwinski to be able to get the edge, get around a couple defenders, had a couple great blocks, ended up having one Colgan player take out another. Kind of ended up with P.J. being able to run right up the sideline, kind of took a dive, ended up going for that first down, bring up 1st and 10.
Caleb Holsey, a really good block over on the far side to help spring Sarwinski, who will be under center. One wing back to either side. The fullback is Mooney. DiCamillo goes in motion far to near. He'll get it and cuts up at the 40, 45. He's in space. Cuts back again at the 48. Across the 50-yard line into Colgan territory at the 49 as he grinds past a would-be tackler. Finally brought down by Sawyer Esch. Esch able to more or less save a touchdown on a 12-yard gain by Sal DiCamillo.
And Garrett Van Beesler was right where he needed to be, but the block put on by the Galena player allowed the runner to go right underneath the tackle, and he put an arm out but not able to get it done, and that'll be a first down now for Galena. looking on the other side of the 50-yard line now.
1st and 10 at the Colgan 49. Sarwinski sends Shepard in motion. They'll give it to Shepard. He tries to spin out of a tackle. Nothing doing. Garrett Van Beesler is pumped up after a 5-yard loss on the play. Brandon Shepard has spun out of so many tackles this game, but that time Van Beesler not to be denied. 2nd and 15 coming up.
Yeah, I think Van Beesler, a little bit of redemption on that one, not missing the tackle the play before, getting a big tackle for loss on this one. Now bring up 2nd and 15.
Galena will change alignment. Mason Qualls comes out. Entering the game is Garrett Hall. They'll come out with trips to the right. Hall to the near side, the lone receiver. Pistol formation, design draw to Sarwinski, and Sarwinski is planted at the 47 by Joe Battatori. Was picked up off the ground and sent back from whence he came, a pickup of 1. It's 3rd down and 14 for this Galena offense. Galena, on the previous sets of downs, had done a good job staying on schedule, but a negative play on 1st down, only 1 yard on 2nd down. Here's another 3rd and long. They've had, to this point in the contest, not much success on 3rd and long. 3rd and 14, they need all the way to the Colgan 39 for a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, their own 47. Shepard in motion, play action for Sarwinski. Rolls near side, has a man downfield, wide open at the 30. It's complete to J.C. Shelton, breaks a tackle at the 10, and he's in for a touchdown. Touchdown Galena from 53 yards out. Shelton found a hole in the Colgan coverage, and in turn, Sarwinski found Shelton. Hit him at the 30. He broke a couple of tackles and was in for 6. It's 7-6 now with no time remaining in the 1st quarter.
A great pass on play action. Kind of drew all the secondary back to the line of scrimmage, and that gave him a wide open lane right at the numbers. A big catch at the numbers. It goes all the way into the end zone.
The extra point pushed far by Kanan Roberts, and it remains 7-6 at the end of 1 quarter of play. We're back in a minute. This is high school football coverage on the MyTown Media Radio Network.
There's a place where extraordinary things happen every day. One location with skilled surgeons, nurses, and other caring professionals, equipped with the most advanced technology in the region for all types of surgery, general and specialized, from orthopedics to bariatrics and gynecology to urology. A comforting place we see friends and neighbors, with a name you've known and trusted for years. Via Christi Pittsburgh, because your life matters.
The mark of a great body shop is no mark at all. Whether your vehicle has minor door dings, scratches, been in a fender bender, or just needs a complete makeover, the Eddy Auto Body in Pittsburgh will make it look as good as new. The Eddy Auto Body on East 4th in Pittsburgh since 1948. Find us fast in names and numbers.
Back to the field for more St. Mary's Colgan football, presented by Via Christi Hospital.
A 53-yard touchdown pitch and catch from P.J. Sarwinski to J.C. Shelton puts the Galena Bulldogs within 1, and a huge kickoff by Kanan Roberts drifts 5 yards deep into the end zone for the touchback. Colgan will start at their own 20-yard line. Yeah, J.C. Shelton with the nice touchdown reception from Sarwinski, and this game is tied. Colgan at the 12-minute mark, a full 12 minutes remaining in the 2nd quarter. Will start from their own 20. Last play from the 1st quarter. Culminating in the Galena touchdown, and now flinching up front for both teams. Cedeno arguing his team's case, and it will be encroachment against Galena. The 3rd procedural penalty of the Bulldogs in the game. That'll mark Colgan forward 5.
kind of threw me off. I didn't realize we switched quarters, and I was like, why are they going this way? But now I look over the scoreboard, still 12 minutes left to go, so just starting the second quarter. Colgan needs to come out and get fired up here, I think, because if they don't do anything, then this Galena team is going to be able to do exactly what they did on that last drive.
Cedeno shotgun set, 2 wides to either side. Batatori the lone back in the backfield. They'll send Hayes in motion far to near. Cedeno tucks and will keep it himself, and he is wrestled to the turf at the 29-yard line. Stop made by Kyle Martin, but a good gain for Ryan Cedeno. Not sure if that was a design quarterback draw or not, but it looked like he surveyed the options and not much was there.
Yeah, I don't really think it was a design quarterback draw because he was looking around and then just kind of tucked it and decided to run up the middle after he was feeling some pressure in the backfield.
I formation, tight end set to the far side. The give up the middle to Andrew Stewart, and Stewart bulldozing his way to the 34, undercut by DiCamillo and Qualls. That'll bring up a first down for Colgan following a gain of 5 on 2nd and 1.
Yeah, it's a great run by Andrew Stewart, just lowering his shoulder, the big fullback doing exactly what you want him to do. Run right at people, try to bulldoze them over, but not able to do it as he's taken down.
A 5-yard gain, first down for Colgan. 2 wides to either side. Once again, shotgun formation for Cedeno. They will send a man in motion far to near, and that is the erstwhile running back Josh Hayes. Does well to get something out of not much. Feels his way around the left side all the way to the 39 for 5, but it looked like he was going to be taken down a few times for a loss. 2nd down and 5 coming up after Hayes' first carry of the game on the jet sweep far to near.
It was actually 1 block away from being a big gain on the jet sweep, so just credit that to a good defensive effort to be able to get around blocks and able to stop him for just a little bit of a gain.
Cedeno with 2 backs in the backfield, shotgun formation, wide out to the far side, design quarterback run across the 40, and Cedeno had a hole inside right tackle, taken down by Dayton Mooney at the 46-yard line. Cedeno falling forward as he so often does. It's a pickup of 7 and another Colgan first down.
Credit that for good blocking right on the edge to be able to seal off the defensive ends, be able to give Cedeno just a little bit of a hole, and that's all he needed to get that first down. Looking at 1st and 10 now.
Cedeno with a back to the far side. That's Batatori. Trips to the right side as well. Tight end set to the near side. Cedeno sends Hayes in motion far to near. Fake the jet sweep. Rolls out to the far side to throw. He's got to step up and will try to run for it. Taken down short of the 50 by Mooney. At the 49-yard line is where he'll be marked down. 2nd down and 7 now after the 3-yard rush for Ryan Cedeno.
Didn't find anybody. Great defensive play by Galena to be able to take all the options away from Ryan Cedeno, force him to step up in the pocket, and ended up having to rush around the right tackle and go for a gain for about 4.
Colgan leading 7-6, 9:35 remaining in the second quarter. Up to the line, tight end to the far side. I formation with 2 wideouts. The give to the fullback, Stewart. Stewart keeping his legs churning into Galena territory across the 45, taken down at the 43. Tackle made by Trevor Little, but another sizable gain by the Colgan fullback. It's a gain of 8, and this will move the chains and an equipment issue for Ryan Battaglia as he will take a look at his helmet and face mask and attempt to put a fix on.
That's a great run by Andrew Stewart. This hard-nosed run right at the defense and basically tell them, hey, if you want to stop me, you got to take me down. And that's exactly what they did. Is that took about 2 or 3 different Galena Bulldogs to take him down.
Cedeno under center. Lone back is Batatori in the backfield. Bubble screen near side to Beck. Takes it at the 44. Cuts up at the 40. Down the near hash mark at the 35. And finally brought down at the 34-yard line. Combining on the stop, Hall and Qualls for Galena. Near another Colgan first down. They'll mark him at the 35-yard line officially. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Great bubble screen and a great move off the catch by Drew Beck. And I'm sure if his dad was here, he'd be cheering for him, but he is out over in UCM as Pittsburgh State takes on UCM today at 2 o'clock.
2nd and 2 for Colgan. They're at the Galena 35-yard line. Handoff to Batatori, halfback ISO right side, and he's ankle tackled at the 30 by Mooney. But if Mooney doesn't bring him down, he's in the clear for some serious yardage. As it is, he gains 5, and Colgan keeps the chains moving. 1st and 10 for the Panthers following the 5-yard Batatori gain. 8:25 remaining in the second quarter. It's 7-6 Colgan, and they are on the drive. This drive has taken a lot of time off the clock, nearly 4 minutes to this point. I formation backfield. It's Beck, the tailback, the junior. And Beck will get it, counter left side, and Beck is taken down at the 29-yard line. Met at the line of scrimmage by Gavin Nowlin, who hasn't played a whole lot since the beginning of the season. He's coming back after an unfortunate motorcycle accident, but making the stop. First time we've called his name on defense today. He sprained an ankle after coming back from said accident and is just now working back from that. Good to see him out there for the Galena Bulldogs. Senior making his most of his final campaign. Two wides to the far side for Cedeno, one to the near. Toss sweep to Beck. Beck makes a couple of men miss, and then he is piled on at the 29-yard line, driven back. First to hit him was Mason Qualls, but Nowlin came in, swam to the tackle to help make the stop. Also there was Mooney and Austin Harshman for Galena. 3rd down and 9 coming up. 1 yard gain on the toss sweep to Beck. Beck comes out of the game for Badatori, who re-enters the offensive set for Colgan. 3rd and 9 at the Galena 29-yard line. If they get a few yards here, they're probably in Kyle Steinmiller's field goal range. 2 wides to the near, 1 to the far. Cedeno back to throw, looking across the middle for Normand, incomplete. A flag down at the point of where the catch could have been made at the 9. It was a little too far for Normand to handle, but there's some hand checking between he and Garrett Hall, and I think they might have spied pass interference. They have indeed, and this will keep the Colgan drive going after the penalty.
Garrett Norman, we talked about earlier, a post player, used to being able to box people out, and that's exactly what he did. He basically made the Galena player do more than he had to, and that is exactly why they called that for defensive pass interference, and that, like you said, Trent, will keep this Colgan drive alive.
Clock stops, 6:47 remaining in the second quarter. Colgan trying to build on what is a 1-point lead, 7-6. They got on the board on a 3-yard Joe Badatori run. Galena struck back with a Sarwinski to J.C. Shelton 53-yard bomb. Cedeno with twins to either side, shotgun formation. Badatori to the far in the backfield. Cedeno sends a man in motion. Will give to Badatori on the fake at 10, 5, cuts back at the 2, and he's in for the touchdown. Colgan scores, and it's 13-6. From 14 yards out, Joe Badatori off a well-designed play. They faked a jet sweep to Hayes, gave instead to Badatori, who lingered an extra moment in the backfield. And by the time he got the football, he had an enormous hole on the left side of the offensive line.
Yeah, it was a great run and a great executed play fake by the quarterback, Ryan Cedeno, and drew a lot of defenders over there and created a hole right up the middle that Joe Badatori ran right up in and right into the end zone.
Colgan wishes the ball to be placed at the near hash mark, and they will go for 2. Trying to put themselves up by 2 scores. A little bit of gamesmanship by Chuck Smith. Trips to the far side. Badatori in the backfield for Cedeno out of the shotgun set. Cedeno calls for the ball, looking towards the end zone, and it is incomplete and no flags. Colgan wanted a flag, and I don't think they'll get it. The pass was intended for Connor O'Brien at the far side on the goal line. So the score remains 13-6. Colgan leads by 7, 6:37 left in the second quarter. Back in 30 seconds. This is high school football coverage on the MyTown Media Radio Network.
Vehicle maintenance is essential to the life of your ride. Get better gas mileage and wear on your tires with proper alignment from Vietti Auto Body and Alignment in Pittsburgh. Vietti Auto Body and Alignment on East 4th in Pittsburgh since 1948. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Up to kick from right to left. Joe Battatori into the end zone on his second touchdown of the day, this time from 14 yards out. Steinmiller angles it towards the far sideline at the 10. It's Shepard taking it for Galena. Shepard alongside the far hash mark at the 25, and down he goes at the 27-yard line. Stop on special teams made by Colgan's Jeremy Dale. Solid field position for Galena as far as what they're used to, which has been inside the 20 to this point.
I was about to say that. It's worth mentioning that this is going to be the first drive that Galena starts that is going to be outside of that 20-yard mark, as they'll start this one on the 26, and I expect to see a lot of offense coming from PJ and the rest of the offense of the Galena Bulldogs to try to get this thing back to tied. Is all they need is 7 points to tie.
6:28 left in the second quarter. Wishbone or flexbone formation, pardon me. The give right to left to DiCamillo. DiCamillo gets around left tackle, but he's met by a couple of members of the Colgan defensive secondary. Sawyer Esch makes the stop at the 30, gain of 4 for DiCamillo on his second carry of the game. Second down and 6 coming up for Galena. Ball set at the far hash mark, under 6 minutes to play in the first half. Shelton lines up as the far side tight end as they bunch the set for Galena. The give to Shepard, who is coming from far to near in motion as the far wing back, and he is taken down 2 yards deep behind the line of scrimmage. 3 Panthers meeting on the stop. Normand and Stewart were there, as well as Garrett Van Beesler. A loss of 2, third down and long again for Galena, third down and 8.
Yeah, he was gobbled up basically right as the play was happening. Just took a little bit too long to develop, and that Colgan defense will sting you every time that you run a play like that. So maybe need some more quick developing plays need to come out of this Galena team.
Pistol formation. Sarwinski trips to the near side, looks to the far side, lofts it up there for Garrett Hall, and he jumps up for it, could not bring it down. The defense provided by Drew Beck on the play at the 50, and a punting situation now for Galena at their own 28 with 4th down and 8 approaching them.
I'll tell you what, Drew Beck looked like he was way off of the receiver, and then all of a sudden he just jumped at that thing like a rattlesnake, and he almost picked that thing off, just maybe a couple inches short with his feet.
Beck and Esch back to return the punt, coming from Shelton from his own 15. Just does get it away. It was nearly blocked. Esch camps out underneath it at the 36. He'll fake the end around to Beck. Esch motioning towards the near sideline. Stops at the 40 and then runs on out of bounds at the 45. A late flag comes in. And not sure it was on the tackle because Esch more or less just walked out of bounds of his own accord because he saw nowhere to run on the near side, and it will be a block in the back against the Colgan Panthers.
I saw a block or a push in the back on a guy who didn't have the ball on Galena's team, so not sure. I thought that's exactly what they threw the flag on, was right at that time, but evidently they're going to call a block in the back on Colgan.
They'll mark it off from the 44-yard line. It's a solid return by Esch, nullified somewhat by the penalty. Colgan will start back at the 34 with 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Looking to go up by 2 scores going into halftime. Cedeno under center, I formation backfield. Battatori, the tailback. Stewart, the fullback. Tight end to either side. And Esch, the wideout at the far hash. Line of scrimmage, their own 34. The give to Battatori. Room to run near side at the 35. Gains the sideline at the 40. Cuts up along the sideline at the 45. Taken down at the 47. And I believe they got a piece of the face mask. That's the applause you might hear from the Colgan fans in the background. A good pickup on first down of 13. And they will add a few on the flag.
I feel like he grabbed an ear hole, and still, no matter whether it's an ear hole or the back of the helmet or a face mask, it all is considered a face mask. You cannot grab that helmet to assist in a tackle, and that's exactly what they're going to call here. 15 yards tacked on the end of the run.
This is the 5th Galena penalty for 45 yards against Colgan, with just 2 for 20 against after the flag on special teams. But Colgan in business suddenly. 4:54 remaining in the second quarter. They're at the 38-yard line of Galena, looking to go up by a couple of scores potentially. Tight end set to the far side, 2-back shotgun. Cedeno will keep it. looking for room on the right side, crawls around to the 38, reaches to the 36. He is stopped by Galena's Caleb Holsey after a gain of 2. Sets up Colgan 2nd and 8 at the Galena 36.
A little bit of a quick run there by Cedeno, but that one obviously taking a little bit too long to develop again, and still not able to get very much, maybe a gain about 2 yards.
So 2nd and 8 for Colgan at the Galena 36. I formation backfield for Cedeno, double tight. Esch the wide out to the far side, hands to Battatori, takes the ball across the 35, falls forward to the 33. Once again, it is Qualls on the stop. He gets help from Sarwinski coming up from the defensive backfield, who gets up holding his left arm. That is a gain of 3, and 3rd down and 5 approaching for Colgan at the Galena 33. For Battatori, 41 rushing yards on the contest. Esch exits the game. Entering is O'Brien. The give to Battatori. Shakes a tackle at the 29, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. He's in. Touchdown, Colgan. He made one juke at the line of scrimmage, shook a tackle at the 25, and he was gone from there.
Great run by Joe B for the touchdown. Right up the middle, and not much fancy dancy going on there. Just pretty much a really great run right down the pipe, and that'll be 6 points for the Colgan Panthers.
31 yards out. Battatori hits pay dirt for the 3rd time this game, and Colgan now with a 19-6 lead. Steinmiller on to attempt the extra point, drives it up and through. 20-6, Colgan leads. 3:26 remaining in the second quarter, back in 30 seconds. This is high school football coverage on the MyTown Media Radio Network.
Hey guys, I got some
The tools of healthcare are amazing. Advanced technology, tools right here in Southeast Kansas we use every day for precise surgeries with smaller incisions and faster healing. But at Via Christi Pittsburgh, we know, advanced as they may be, they're still tools. But put in the hands of skilled surgeons, humans who think and feel and care for others, well, that's the amazing part.
Yard line, 4th down and 7. 1:55 to play in the second quarter, and Colgan taking a timeout so that they could get the ball back. Finally got the feed back up for you, hopefully. Tyler Darrow working on that during the break. And it appears as though we are in slightly better shape than what we were in a few moments ago. So, online feed is back. We're back on the 3 MyTown Media radio stations, and back to punt it away is Shelton. For Galena, high spiraling kick. This will bounce on the far sideline at the 47 of Galena. We'll see where they mark it back to. The far side line judge moving across the 47 to the 46 and a half, and that's where he'll spot this. Officially, it'll be spotted at the 46-yard line, so not a whole lot of yardage to cover for the Colgan Panthers, looking to get on the board for the 4th time in the first half.
One of the things I really like about this Colgan offense is really not much flash to it. They're pretty much just hard-nosed, gritty offense that really reminds you of a team like, obviously, Coach Chuck's been here for a long time, so a long time coming with this offense.
They'll give it to Manitouri after faking the jet sweep near side to Hayes. Manitouri carries up the middle across the 45 to the 44-yard line. Timeout immediately taken by Chuck Smith. Gain of 2, second down, 8 coming up. We're back in 30 seconds. This is high school football coverage on the MyTown Media Radio Network. Oh, why is it? Okay, that's going to be like one of you guys is in audition, or one of you guys has the Skype feed in audition, then because that means it's resending the Skype, and that's where the feedback's coming from. Okay, yeah. So Ian, if it's our feed needs. Welcome back from Hutchinson Field after the timeout. Galena trying to defend Colgan on a second down and 8. They're at the Galena 44-yard line. 1:41 remaining in the second quarter. The Colgan Panthers jog back to the huddle. At the 50, they'll break the huddle. 4 down linemen for Galena. Colgan 2 wide, split backfield. Straight drop back for Cedeno, looking far side. It's complete to Esch at the 39, and he's trying to get out of bounds. Doesn't do so. Continue to wind the clock at the 39. Positive gain of 5 on the play, though. Colgan will have to at least somewhat hustle up to the line. They have a little bit of time which will work.
Yeah, about a little bit less than a minute 30 here, but Colgan needs to get their offense going if they want to score.
I formation backfield. Here's Batatory carrying it to the near side. He is smothered. Stopped initially by Sarwinski, and then coming from the backside of the formation, it was Mooney helping to finish the play off. No gain on the play. He's down at the 39, and that brings up 4th down and 3. Colgan takes timeout with 1:13 to play in the second quarter. They'll talk about it. We will as well. Back in 30 seconds. This is high school football coverage on MyTown Media Radio Network. Why is this all shaky? And or like, you see how it's stuttery and crappy like that?
Yeah.
I don't know why that's the case. Oh well.
The mark of the game is no mark at all. The Eddie Auto Body in Pittsburgh will make it look as good as new. The Eddie Auto Body on the stores in Pittsburgh this month is the great service fast and easy.
We're back from Hutchfield. Colgan going to go for it on 4th down and 3. Cedeno up to the line. Maybe they'll try to drug lane offside. No, they hand off to the fullback. Andrew Stewart keeping his legs turning. He is brought down short of the first down at the 38. Great job of gang tackling by the Galena Bulldogs. Nowlin, Sarwinski, and Mooney converging on the stop. A gain of just 1. They needed 3. There'll be a turnover on downs with 1:07 left in the second quarter. Galena now with 3 timeouts at their disposal.
I will tell you what, though, they're going to be credited with stopping Andrew Stewart short, but what an effort by him to keep his feet moving after the initial contact.
Colgan backing Esch up a good 15 yards into the defensive backfield now. Sarwinski comes out. And the wishbone formation, wing back to the near side. Sarwinski turns, hands off to DiCamillo, looks left side, and shaking his block was Norman, and he'll make the stop 2 yards deep in the backfield. 50 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Right back. Second down and 12 for the Bulldogs. They are in no hurry, certainly. Break the huddle. Run one more play. I think here in the first half. Go to halftime, trailing 20-6. Sarwinski takes the snap, hands off to Shepard, lowers his head. Just pulls the ball into the defensive line. Alex Brown makes the stop. Helps in his efforts. And the superlative sophomore linebacker Bryce Hutchins. And that'll do it for the first half. The gain of none for Brandon Shepard. Colgan's defense is held strong outside of the 53-yard touchdown from Sarwinski to Shelton. The Galena offense hasn't had much to write home about since the Colgan rushing attack, producing 3 Bill touchdowns. Colgan leads 20-6. We have hit halftime. Welcome now to the SEK Urgent Care halftime report. We'll come back with the first half stats, and we'll have scores from other games throughout Kansas when we return. This is high school football coverage on the MyTown Media Radio Network. Welcome back to Hutchins Field Trembling alongside Tyler Dare. Your score at the half, 20-6. The Colgan Panthers leading over the Galena Bulldogs. As we mentioned, this will begin the SEK Urgent Care halftime show. SEK Urgent Care located at the corner of Centennial and Broadway in Pittsburgh, Kansas. The physicians at SEK Urgent Care dedicated to providing excellent medical care and rapid care and courteous manner to walk-in patients 7 days a week, including evening. Colgan leading 20-6. Let's give you your drive summary. We begin with Galena taking over at their own 20 to begin the first quarter of play after a touchback with the opening kickoff by Kyle Steinmiller. Galena got one first down, but then an interception deep in the backfield by Gary Norman set up Colgan at the Galena 17 with 10 minutes left in the first quarter. They needed 6 plays to go to 17 yards. They were backtracked somewhat by a penalty, but didn't keep Joe Battatori from breaking into the end zone from 3 yards out. After the extra point drilled by Steinmiller, it was 7-0 the score with 7:44 remaining in the first quarter. Galena took over at their own 19-yard line and 6 plays. Punted the ball to Colgan. The Galena defense stood strong with a 3-and-out, 4:08 remaining in the first quarter. When Galena took the ball back over, they drove the ball 7 plays, 75 yards. Capped off the drive with on a 3rd and 14. Sarwinski to Shelton. Play action 53-yard bomb. Shelton caught it at the 29, broke a couple tackles, and did the rest from there. The extra point was no good, pushed to the right. The score 7-6 at that point. No time remaining in the first quarter. Colgan got it to begin the second quarter. And they responded in kind. A lengthy drive of 5 minutes and 23 seconds. Saw Joe Battatori cap it off with a 14-yard touchdown off a play-action fake to Josh Hayes on the jet sweep. They gave it to Battatori up the middle. Battatori found room and got into the end zone. The 2-point conversion for Colgan to try and make it a 2-score game was no good. That left the score 13-6 at the time. Galena took over for 26. Went 3-and-out at the punt. Colgan struck again on their next drive, this time only needing 3 plays to go 66 yards, aided by a 15-yard personal foul penalty, and they notched another touchdown back to Joe Battatori's 31-yard run. Extra point was good by Steinmiller, 20-6 the score at that point in time. Galena took over at their own 20 and forced to punt it away after a 3-and-out. Colgan then took over at the Galena 46. They turned it over on downs, and Galena ran 2 more plays, and that was it for the first half. So 20-6 the score after one half of action. Joe Battatori leading the way, 9 carries, 72 yards, and 3 scores. Ryan Cedeno, 6 carries for 30 yards for Colgan. There's 3 players with 17 yards apiece for Galena: Sal DiCamillo, PJ Sarwinski, and Dayton Mooney. We'll get further in depth in the first half stats when we return after this 2-minute timeout on the SEK Urgent Care halftime show. We'll have more from Hutchfield, where Colgan leads 20-6 over Galena. This is high school football coverage on the MyTown Media Radio Network. Welcome back to the SEK Urgent Care Halftime Show. Trent Blake with you here on the MyTown Media Radio Network of stations, 101.5 FM in Joplin, 1560 AM in Joplin, and 100.7 FM in Deerfield and Pittsburgh. Glad you could join us. Lance and Karen Willis at the controls, back in the studio. For Tyler Dara, I'm Trent Blake. It's 20-6 the score at halftime. The Colgan Panthers leading the Galena Bulldogs. Scores from around 3A and just generally around the area. We did this. It's a final in the Wellsville contest. And Wellsville so solid throughout the course of the season. They beat Neodesha 56-7. They lost a couple of games early in the season, but they came on like a steamroller late in the year, and they showed off against Neodesha tonight. 56-7 the final score as Wellsville wins. They will move on. Scott City trailing Norton 21-10. This is a little bit of surprise in the far side of the state, in the western portion of the state. Scott City, well regarded in 3A as one of the favorites. And here's a little bit of a surprise as well. Late in the fourth quarter, Collegiate leading Garden Lane 41-6. And get all that in 3A action. Elsewhere in 3A, Boise 22, Washington County 6. Washington County will move down to 2A next year, and last year, at least for the foreseeable future, in 3A. In 8-man action at halftime, Spearville leading the Central Plains Oilers 32-6. Lancer, #1 team in the state, and they've looked as such throughout the first half. The Argonia Attica Titans leading big 68-24, 1 point away from concluding their contest there in South Central Kansas. So a lot of neat and interesting action throughout the state. It's always a good day of football. 3A, 8-man on this second Saturday, really the first Saturday of the playoffs. We should also mention that Argonia Attica playing Pike Valley, I should clarify, in the game there, 68-24 at this moment. Game action from the MIAA, Fort Hays State leading Missouri Southern 21-10. And as we mentioned earlier, Pittsburgh last we checked, trailing by 1 to Central Missouri up in Warrensburg as they are in action tonight. In Coffeyville winning against Garden City in JUCO football today, 42-33. The Ellsworth Panthers beating the Butler Grizzlies 36-28 here on the radio in that JUCO action. Sorry about that, Tyler.
Yeah, I was not too happy about it. Ellsworth and Garden City, the two teams that beat Butler Community College this year, and looked like they were going to have a great season. And it's kind of tough to see those two losses to teams that they have beaten very badly. Years past, and have a couple teams come up and bite them and take them out of a national championship bid.
Washburn defeating Northeastern State tonight 35-21. More MIAA action. UCM leading 10-6. Final minute of the first half as Pittsburgh State's field goal attempt with about a minute left in the first half hits the left upright. So we'll take another 2-minute break on the SEK Urgent Care halftime show. We'll come back with the first half stats brought to you by Monty Kellogg CPA. Back in 2 minutes, this is high school football coverage on the MyTown Media Radio Network.
Sorry.
Where were you at?
I had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it's best to run down there. Look at that line.
Yeah.
Yes.
Take it out. Take it out.
It means the file's upbound. It will, yeah, you gotta replace it with something else that's there. Just delete it. Sweet.
Can't believe Butler lost the game. They would have went to a bowl game if they'd have won that game. They're not now. Wichita State won 91-57.
Welcome back from Hutchinson Field. Trent playing Tyler Dara with you. 20-6 Colgan leading the Galena Bulldogs at half in the second round 3A football playoff game. Time now for the first half stats brought to you by Monica Kellogg CPA. Personal and small business tax preparation along with a variety of other accounting practices are available at Monica Kellogg CPA. Call today 235-0920 to set your appointment. That's 235-0920 for Monica Kellogg CPA LLC. We begin with the visiting Galena Bulldogs, 7 carries, 3 yards for Brandon Shepard, Southie Camillo, 4 carries and 17 yards. PJ Solinski, 5 for 18, and Dayton Mooney toted it 6 times for 17 yards. 55 yards on the ground for Galena on 22 carries, an average of 2.5 per carry. Through the air, PJ Solinski, 2 for 5, 54 yards, a touchdown and interception. JC Shelton with the touchdown reception from 53 yards out. Shepard with the other reception for a total of 1 yard. For the Colgan Panthers, Drew Beck, 2 carries, 1 yard. Ryan Cedeno, 6 carries for 30. Joe Battatori leads all players with 9 carries and 72 yards, as well as his 3 touchdowns. Andrew Stewart, 4 carries for 21, and Josh Hayes, 1 for 5. Through the air, Ryan Cedeno, 2 for 4, 13 yards. Drew Beck with 1 catch for 8, and Sawyer Ash with the other for 5. Overall offensive numbers, 26 plays for the Panthers. They had 142 yards in the first half, averaging 5.5 per play. For the Galena Bulldogs, they managed 109 yards in the first half on 27 plays, and averaging 4 per play. Much of that coming, in fact, on 1 play from Sarwinski to Shelton. 5 penalties, 45 yards against for Galena, 2 for 20 yards against for the Panthers. It's the Panthers that lead by 14 here at their half. We'll take our final 2-minute break at the halftime show. Come back with the second half kickoff. This is high school football coverage on the Mytown Media Radio Network.
Pittsburgh State's down 9-6 at halftime.
It's 10-6.
Or 10-6. Stupid. Why does Chuck not wear a headset? Like, he just goes out there and just calls plays. You know?
I don't know.
Over the past several years. This is Panther football on the sports headquarters 100.7.
Welcome back to Hutchinson Field. Trent Kling, Tyler Dara. Fresh 12 put on the clock for the third quarter. It's time to tee it up for the second half kickoff with the help of Crestwood Country Club. Crestwood offers the area's best entertainment value. The weather is cooling off, making it the perfect time to hit the links. Visit them online at countryclub@crestwood.com. As Tyler mentioned in the pregame, one of the keys for Colgan was getting their running game going. They've done that, 129 yards on 22 carries, and they'll try to do more of that in the second half against Galena, now finding themselves with a 14-point lead. Time becomes of the essence for the Bulldogs, who kick to begin the second half.
One of the things that I think maybe coming out in this second half, maybe go into a little bit of the pass, kind of catch them off guard, as they've been able to run the ball very well. And I think if they did like a play-action pass or something like that at the beginning, they'd be able to get that thing going a little bit even better here starting in the second half.
Galena kicking from left to right. It's Kanan Roberts to boot it away, puts a charge into it. It's high in the air. It'll be handled at the 1 yard line by Max Wilson. Cuts to his left, makes a cutback at the 15 across the 20, and he'll pick up to the 22-yard line, make it the 23. So Colgan getting better field position than they would have had Wilson let it go back into the end zone from the 1 yard line. Solid return by him. And with 11:54 to go in the third quarter, Colgan leading 20-6. They'll trot their offense back out onto the field. Chuck Smith gives final instructions to Ryan Cedeno, and up to the line they come. Line of scrimmage, the 23 for Colgan. Double tight I formation. Hand off to the fullback Stewart, and he is punished by Mooney a yard deep in the backfield. He'll go down for a yard loss. First contact was made in the Colgan backfield by Galena's Caleb Holsey. Mooney came to finish him off. Second and 11 coming up for the Panthers.
Galena able to get back in that backfield and slow down that rushing attack of Colgan. So able to do exactly what they need to do. And if they can continue to do that, they can put pressure on this Colgan team as they're now down by 14 points. But as we've talked about, it's only 2 plays and they're right back in it.
Cedeno out of the shotgun set. Batatori to his right. Tight end to the near side. One wide out to either side as well for Cedeno. Drops back. Looks near side. Norman wasn't there. Hit as he throws. Up in the air for Esch. It's complete at the 43. Esch makes a man miss at the 45. Running to the near sideline now. Across the 50. The 45. And he's taken down at the 40 of Galena. Sawyer Esch caught it on the far sideline. Ran all the way outside the near hash mark before finally being taken down in the Galena defensive secondary. Man, Cedeno hung in there and took a whale of a lick, but was still able to get it away for a large gain of 38.
And I'll tell you what, Sawyer Esch, that's what they call the yards after catch. He ran probably 15 to 25, maybe even 30 yards across the field, but after he caught it, a gain of about 15, and now they're on their own side of the 50-yard line.
Cedeno up underneath center. One back in the backfield. That's Batatori. Batatori, they'll fake the toss sweep to him. Cedeno takes it himself, and he pays the price. Neither play there for the Colgan Panthers. Joseph Helton buries Cedeno, but if he had pitched it to Batatori, they would have likely been in worse shape. Good decision-making by the senior quarterback brings up second down and 10. Great hit by Helton, who was there to cover the quarterback that time. Joseph Helton, responsibility, and maintained it to Cedeno, who has twins to the far side. Batatori in the backfield, a shotgun set. Cedeno takes the snap, rolls out towards the far sideline, and does well just to get a few yards before being chased out of bounds by Holsey and Mooney. We have called Mooney's name an awful lot on defense. Gain of 3 for Colgan to the 37. Sets up 3rd and 7 with 10:36 to play in the third quarter.
This is the third play in a row that Cedeno's taken a rather good hit, and they need to kind of get it off of him a little bit, and because if you lose Ryan Cedeno, you lose a huge part of that offense, not only as a running threat and as a rushing threat, but as somebody who is the signal caller and the key to this offense.
Split backfield for Cedeno, 3rd down and 7. Delayed give to Batatori. Room to run across the 35, down to the 32. This will make it 4-down territory for Colgan. I think if they had been stopped towards the line of scrimmage, they would have elected perhaps to punt, but at 4th and 2, following the stop by Gavin Nowlin, sets up a manageable situation for the Colgan offense.
4th down, just 2 yards to go, and with Chuck Smith, you know he's probably going to go for it, so we'll see the offense come out. 4th and 2 at their own 32-yard line.
The Galena side of the 59-40 left to play in the third quarter. Extra tight end comes in, the give to Batatori, and he's got the first down across the 30 to the 29. P.J. Sarwinski on the stop after the gain of 3 for Batatori, but Batatori knew where he needed to go and managed to get there to keep the chains moving for Colgan.
Yeah, just running downhill. That's exactly what they wanted him to do, what they brought him in to do, and that's exactly what he did. for the 4th down conversion. Great run by Joe B to go for the 1st down. 1st and 10 now for the Colgan Panthers in striking distance now.
At the Galena 29, ball spotted between the hash marks. I formation backfield, double tight set. It's O'Brien, the white out to the near side. Cedeno fakes the give, will take it himself on a bootleg near side, 25-20. Cuts back at the 15, dives inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line. A gain of 20 on 1st down on the quarterback bootleg.
Just like I said, striking distance, 1 block away from a touchdown there was Ryan Cedeno on the run. Great blocking out on the edges by the wide receiver as well. Credit them for the most of the yards on that run.
Ball spotted at the near hash. 1st and goal for Colgan at the Galena 9. They're up 20-6, under 9 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Double tight I formation. O'Brien, the wide out near side. The give to Batatori, stacked up a yard past the line of scrimmage at the 8. Might have reached forward to the 7. Had his ankles pulled out from underneath him by Kyle Martin. Gain of 1 to the 8. 2nd down and goal coming up for the Panthers.
Sniffing distance now. Just kind of need to get go ahead and get that downhill running scheme. Maybe even throw in some kind of a sweep or a swing pass, something like that. But right now, you cannot afford to not put the ball in the end zone right now.
Cedeno with the 2 tight ends near side, takes the snap, the give to Stewart, and boy, Galena got great penetration into the backfield. He stopped for a yard loss. First man to hit him was Kanan Roberts, who's finished off by both Sarwinski and Joseph Helton for a loss of 1.
Well, I think exactly what happened there is a shift on the defensive line at the snap. And whether people tell you or not, but when you're an offensive lineman and you're run blocking, you're pretty much lunging at somebody. And when that person moves at the last second, nobody there to block, and that's exactly why they got through.
So 3rd down and goal at the 9-yard line. 2 wide outs and a tight end to the far side. I formation backfield for Cedeno. Play action, looks to the far side, hit as he throws. The ball is caught by Esch for a touchdown. Flag down at the 12, however. And we'll wait to see what the flag is. That throw was right on the money. If that throw was anywhere but where it was, it would have been possibly a pick 6 going the other way. A dangerous out route. Garrett Hall was lurking in the shadows, but a holding penalty against Colgan will negate the excellent pitch and catch.
You talk about a great throw and a great catch by Cedeno and Esch, but negated, and they will back up 10 yards.
They lead 20-6, so a field goal would put them up by 3 scores. And they're in Steinmiller's range at the Galena 22.
Like I said, though, can't afford to not bury the ball in the end zone right now.
3rd down and goal, Galena 22. Galena, no one very deep in their defensive backfield. Sarwinski, the free safety, only 10 yards deep at the snap. Shotgun formation, Cedeno looking near side for Norman. Had it for a moment and then was knocked away by the 2 Galena defenders on the spot. It was Nowlin and Michael Helton to help shut that play down. Norman had it for a moment, but Nowlin and Helton made it all but impossible for him to haul it in, and it'll be a long field goal attempt for Steinmiller. They'll mark the tee at the 30, so this will be a 40-yard attempt.
And this is also, he's a right-footed kicker, so he's actually going to have to push this one. Not the best place that you want to kick, but we'll see if he can get it up and in. The wind also to his face.
And the ball near to the kicker as I was watching the kick up and away. But they showed running into, the snap is back, the hold is down and good. The kick is up and it's spiraling.
Up is 14.
Completion on 1st down. Sarwinski 3 of 6 through the air. Shelton now 60 receiving yards on the game. 2nd down and 3 for Galena. Shotgun formation, twins to either side. Quick out route to DiCamillo. Has the 1st down. He was taken down. They're going to call it incomplete now. Boy, you could have called a number of things on that play. It looked like DiCamillo had it, and I think he lost it against the ground personally. But it takes away either a 1st down or Colgan possession, depending on how you look at it. Neither team is really happy with the call. You feel bad for the officials, certainly, but 3rd down and 3 coming up.
I really thought that he caught it and looked like he turned around to do what they call, quote-unquote, a football move. Ended up dropping the ball, and Andrew Stewart was right there to pick it up, but he will not go to any avail, as they will just call this one incomplete. PJ Sarwinski with another chance at a first down.
Trips to the near side for Sarwinski, takes the snap, he'll run it himself up the middle on a design keeper, 35-40, and he manages to the 43-yard line. Sarwinski a 16-yard carry on 3rd and 3, and that'll keep the chains moving now for Galena.
Great move by the junior there to step up in the collapsing pocket and take that ball for a long gainer, give them a first down.
Pistol formation, everyone for Galena jumps because the play clock hadn't been started yet. Sarwinski couldn't snap the ball. They had an official over the ball. Now Sarwinski, a quick out route to the near sideline. It is caught. Catch made by Hunter Green at the near 45 to the 49.
So now Colgan with a 4-man front. 3 linebackers will come out as PJ Sarwinski comes out in a pistol formation, drops back to pass, a swing pass over to the left-hand side, goes up to about the 48-yard line, taken down, first down, bring up 3rd down and 1 for the Bulldogs.
That was Sal DiCamillo on the catch. DiCamillo becomes the 4th receiver to bring something in. Galena very quickly up to the line of scrimmage. They want to hurry things up. Snap taken by Sarwinski. Throw over to the far sideline. Incomplete. Ace backs the chains for Galena. Hurry up offense continues for Sarwinski and company. Pistol formation, 2 wides to either side. Sarwinski takes the snap, rolls towards the far side, sets his feet, looking deep downfield for Shepard. Incomplete ball led Shepard out of bounds. Coverage provided by Esch and Batatori. 2nd down and 10 following the incompletion. 5:13 left to play in the 3rd quarter. It's 20-6. Colgan leads by 14.
PJ did feel a lot of pressure by that defensive line, and the secondary was able to cover a lot of the receivers. He had to pretty much throw a desperation throw and ended up going. Defensive coaches read that one like a book.
And they'll mark him back to the 16. He will keep it to the near side, running down. The sun is shining directly off the glass, so I can't really see the white hat. Got the ball to the 9. And it'll be a hold against Galena. They'll mark it off, it looks like, from the 8-yard line. So an effective rush of 3 yards, but the holding penalty marking them back another 10 after that. 7th Galena penalty for 60 yards against Sarwinski. Quickly up to the line, drops back to pass out of the flexbone formation. Pump fake looking for Green in the end zone, knocked away at the last moment. Incomplete. Great pass defense by O'Brien. Looking towards the far pylon. And the Galena fans didn't like that so much, but it looked like O'Brien knocked that away right at the perfect moment. 4:09 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Galena will change up personnel.
And one of the things to think about is this is obviously playoff time, crunch time. Could be the last game of the season for either team. So emotions are going to run high here, especially parents' emotions and everything. As they're seniors, this could be their last game of football ever.
Sarwinski rolling out to the far side, throws it away. Incomplete. Smart move by PJ Sarwinski. They'll live to see another down. 3rd down and 16 coming up for the Bulldogs. Galena doesn't run a ton of the hurry up, to be certain. And now they will slow things down on the 3rd down and 16. The line of scrimmage is the 17-yard line. They need to about the 1 of Colgan. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown.
So you could have maybe 1, maybe even 2 more scores on the board. That's definitely got to be a dagger to the composure of this Galena team right now.
3rd down and 21. Garrett Hall will run in from the far sideline with the play to PJ Sarwinski. Play clock has not yet started. Game clock halted at 3:58 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Pistol formation, trips to the far, 1 to the near. Sarwinski looking to the far side. He has rushed. His throw is complete over there to DiCamillo at the 16-yard line, and jukes and jives and can't get any further than the 16. He gets up limping slightly. A gain of 6 on 3rd down, and now decision time for Galena. Field goal in this circumstance doesn't really do a whole lot in terms of the mechanics of the score.
Now it's really do or die here. You really can't be conservative at this point. You're down 2 touchdowns. A score here still puts you back 2 touchdowns. So I say go for it here because, like you said, field goal doesn't get you much.
They'll take DiCamillo out. 2 receivers near side, including Nowlin in the slot, 2 to the far side. Sarwinski drops back on 4th and long, looking end zone for Shepard. The ball is knocked away, incomplete, and Colgan stands. They'll get the ball back at their own 16-yard line following the turnover on downs. A good-looking drive for Galena, but penalties put them behind the 8 ball. 2 consecutive penalties, in fact.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, just you got to think that without all these penalties, they could have been in the end zone 1 or 2 more times, and that's tough for Galena, especially if you're a parent watching and see those penalties maybe on your child or things like that. Definitely tough to see, as that could be the difference in this game.
Ball set at the far hash mark. Colgan has it their own 16. Double tight I formation. Wide receiver near side. Batatori dotting the I as the tailback. Cuts outside the line of scrimmage at the 15. Outside the numbers at the 20, 25, 30. Turns out the bounds at the 41-yard line. Finally making the stop for Galena was Michael Helton. But a gain of 25 on first down for Batatori. A slow developing run puts him over 100 on the game.
And Joe Batatori has been running over this Galena defense the entire game. Galena really needs to be able to shut him down. If anything, maybe even key on him or keep a guy spying on him. But whatever they need to do, they need to stop him because he is hurting this Galena defense.
First down and 10. Colgan at their own 41-yard line. Ball set near hash mark. Double tight I formation. Steinmiller the wide out for Cedeno, who takes the snap. Hands to Batatori right side. Room to run. 45, 50. 45 in Galena territory inside the 40. Motioning tacklers off and then loses the ball at the end of the play, but I think got it back at the 31-yard line. A gain of 28. And it'll move the chains again. Joe Batatori back-to-back runs of over 25 yards.
Wow, not much more you can say about a kid who's just running downhill, just turns the jets on and goes for big yards. 2 plays in a row for Joe B. 2 big runs equaling probably about 40 yards plus.
134 yards on 14 carries, averaging nearly 10 per carry. He's got all 3 Colgan touchdowns. The Panthers bring in Connor Smith at fullback. The give to Beck. And Drew Beck with room to run outside the numbers near side at the 30 and will push forward to the 27-yard line, taken down by Joseph Helton at the 26. Gain of 5 on first down, sets up second down and 5.
I'm not sure if Drew has been participating in the speed drills over at Pittsburg State University that his dad puts on, but he has some speed off the edge as Drew Beck.
Steinmiller comes out. Connor Smith remains in as the fullback, Drew Beck as the tailback. Handoff to Beck, looking left side again, 25. Trucks a guy at the 23, taken down at the 22. Drew Beck ran over a would-be tackler. It was Joseph Helton that took him down just 1 yard after Beck straight up ran over a player at the 23. And they'll mark him back at the 23. Might have stepped out of bounds there. That'll bring up a third down and 2.
And look for that to be one of your
You're right. Vietti auto body collisions of the game.
I'm sorry for people listening. I knew that we were on 2 stations and know if we were still doing that promotion, but definitely one of the Vietti auto body collisions of the game.
Beck gets the handoff, ISO right side, dives forward to the 21, stopped by Roberts. And they may have to measure. I think this is close enough to perhaps consult the chain gang about it. The white hat will look over at the far sideline, and they will hold an official timeout. Tyler, what do you think?
I don't know. It looks pretty close. I'd say if I had to hazard a guess, I'd probably say this one's going to go ahead and go. But I never know.
Looks like a first down to me. That's exactly why I threw it to you, is to hazard a guess.
Yeah.
That's about all we can do from this angle up here. He's got it by about 2 footballs worth. 1:32 remaining in the third quarter, and Colgan keeps the chains moving at the Galena 21.
But see, this is the difference between this officiating crew and the officiating crew me and Mike had about 2 weeks ago whenever Colgan played Humboldt. They didn't measure once the whole game. I really don't think I saw the White Hat take a good look down the line to see if it should have been a first down at all. I think they were ready to go watch the Royals game at that night, but good on the Whitecap to be able to bring out the chains.
This officiating crew has been solid all night. They've been on top of things. They've counseled each other. They've gotten a lot of things right, at least to the satisfaction of the officiating crew. And they've had some tough calls to make, as we talked about earlier in the third quarter. We get a timeout taken by Colgan. They lead 20-6, and they're knocking on the Galena red zone. We're back in 30 seconds. This is high school football coverage on the MyTown Media Radio Network.
There's a place where extraordinary things happen every day. One location with skilled surgeons, nurses, and other caring professionals, equipped with the most advanced technology in the region for all types of surgery, general and specialized, from orthopedics to bariatrics and gynecology to urology. A comforting place we see friends and neighbors, with a name you've known and trusted for years. Via Christi Pittsburgh, because your life matters.
On the sports headquarters, 100.7.
Colgan first and 10 at the Galena 21-yard line, double tight I formation. Cedeno keeps it after taking the snap and falls forward to the 16-yard line. Mark him back to the 17. Pickup of 4 on first down, second down and 6, and just the little quarterback keep.
Caught Galena off guard, caught me off guard even, just watching the play, and all of a sudden on first down you see the quarterback run right to the left of the center for a gain of about 5. Bring up 2nd and 5 now for Cedeno and company.
Double tight I again for Colgan. Hand off to Batatori, looks left and cuts back to his right, stacked up at the 15-yard line by Kanan Roberts and Sal DiCamillo. Gain of 2. And we'll get a 3rd down and 4. Depending on when they spot the ball, we might not get it until the 4th quarter. There's under 30 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter, and they will not run the play clock until just now. So Colgan doesn't have to run the play if they choose not to. Colgan will break the huddle. It looks like they'll go ahead and run this, however. Under 10 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 4. And now Chuck Smith is telling him not to snap the ball, to back the offensive line off of the ball. And time will expire on the 3rd quarter. No scoring in the 4th quarter. Colgan still leading 20-6 as we head on to the final frame. They'll have it 3rd and 4 at the Galena 16 when we return in 1 minute. This is high school football coverage on the MyTown Media Radio Network.
Foreseeing the future? You said no scoring in the 4th quarter? Yeah. I was just joking. You just kind of owned it?
Yeah, I just kind of owned it. I was like, well, you know, whatever. And then so I corrected myself.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like that. When I owned it. It's like that video with Batman. It's like a spoof video. He's like beating up like a birthday clown. And he's like, Batman, that's not the Joker. He's like, that's the Joker. He's like, full disclosure, part of me knew that. But I just kind of just owned it. You know, I couldn't stop. It had been kind of awkward.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Just own it.
The mark of a great body shop is no mark at all. Whether your vehicle has minor door dings, scratches, been in a fender bender, or just needs a complete makeover, Vietti Auto Body in Pittsburgh will make it look as good as new. Vietti Auto Body on East 4th in Pittsburgh since 1948. Find us fast in names and numbers.
Welcome back from Hutchinson Field in downtown Pittsburgh. 3rd down and 4 for the Colgan Panthers at the Galena 15-yard line. They need to the Galena 11 for a first down. I formation, Colgan leading 20-6. 4th quarter of the 2nd round, 3A high school football playoff game. And Cedeno keeps it himself, loses the ball on the option, and who has it? Galena looked like they jumped on it first, but I don't know if they'll come out of the pile with it. Colgan football at the 6. My goodness gracious, 2 Galena players fell on the football, but somehow neither one of them got off the pile with it. and Colgan has at the 6-yard line now, 1st and goal.
Lucky break for Colgan there, really. After losing the ball, looked like 2 Galena players fell on it, but maybe it kind of squeaked out of underneath them. They weren't able to continue to hold on to the ball, but it will be Colgan ball, like you said, at the 6-yard line.
You can kind of tell the body language of the Galena players. They weren't happy with the result of that play. Double tight I formation, wide out to the near side. Battatori, the tailback. Battatori gets the carry, cuts to his right, then to his left, follows a block into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. Big block thrown by Zach Heisey up front. And Battatori's in from 6 yards out for his 4th touchdown of the game. It's now 26-6.
And man, we have a player of the game that we have to give, and I don't know if you can give it to anybody else, but right now it has to go to Joe Battatori, the running back for Colgan.
The drive taking.
Swinging gate goes to perfection. They throw it over, 2 points for Colgan.
So a 2-point conversion is good. 28-6 now the score. 11:29 to play in the 4th quarter. Drive taking a skosh over 3 minutes. We're back in 30 seconds ourselves. You're listening to high school football coverage on the MyTown Media Radio Network.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union with locations in Pittsburgh, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville. Serving
vehicle maintenance is essential to the life of your ride. Get better gas mileage and wear on your tires with proper alignment from Vietti Auto Body and Alignment in Pittsburgh. Vietti Auto Body and Alignment on East 4th in Pittsburgh since 1948. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Rush and a executed 2-point conversion out of the swinging gate. The score 28-6. Colgan leading Galena, trying to avenge a season-opening loss. They lost to Galena in the first game of the season, 7-0. And Joe Battatori making his statement for perhaps player of the game. 4 touchdowns. Kyle Steinmiller charges into this football all the way back at the 3, taken by Nowlin. Nowlin room to run at the 25, cuts back at the 35, and brought down by Steinmiller on a touchdown-saving tackle at the 43. A lot of times you say touchdown-saving tackle and it's hyperbole. That time, Steinmiller, the only guy separating Nowlin from the end zone at the other end of the field.
And actually, I think the fact that Steinmiller is a cornerback saved him a touchdown. Normally, if you have a kicker there, they get run over or run around, but Steinmiller able to break down, make a good tackle, and stop that touchdown. Like you said, no exaggeration, really a touchdown-saving tackle.
Trips to the far side for Sarwinski out of the pistol formation. Mooney in the backfield. Sarwinski rolls to the near side. The ball is partially tipped by Andrew Stewart and falls incomplete. Intended target was Garrett Hall. Back on the coverage, Sawyer Esch. 2nd down and 10 coming up. And Tyler, I'm not sure how much you're going to be able to talk on this drive because I think Galena is going to want to hurry things up with 11:16 left in the 4th quarter.
Makes it easier on me, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's right. Just means that whenever you do talk, it better be gold. All that time to prepare. Twins to either side. Pistol formation for Sarwinski. Mooney behind him in the backfield. Sarwinski straight drop, looking to the far sideline for Hunter Green. Incomplete. Green had to turn into the cornerback almost as the ball was tipped and deflected out of bounds by O'Brien, who had a chance at possibly bringing that down. It would have been an acrobatic circus catch had he done so. 3rd and 10 coming up. 11:10 remaining in the 4th quarter. Galena trailing by 3 scores, 28-6. Galena, full line change just about. 3 players in, 3 players out.
Sneaking in a little hockey terminology.
No comment. Garrett Hall lines up wide to the near side, trips to the far side. Sarwinski out of the pistol, takes the snap, rolls to the far side, sets his feet, throwing deep downfield. No one's back there except for O'Brien, and he picks it off at the 21, steps out of bounds at the 20, loses the football, and I think one official thought he stepped out of bounds, stayed behind the play. He started returning it, and Galena recovers the fumble. Oh, my. Chaos. Basically, Kyle Martin comes up with it.
Basically ends up like a gain because they're now on Colgan's side of the 50-yard line.
Well, I thought I heard a whistle blow, too, over there, but none of the officials reacted. So he ran it back and ended up turning it back over to the Galena Bulldogs. Kyle Martin came up with it. Now Sarwinski takes the snap out of the pistol formation. This ball is nearly brought in by Garrett Hall, but it is incomplete once again. O'Brien on the coverage, and he was sniffing possibly another pick if Martin doesn't tip it.
Still crazy. I'm still trying to get over it. I hear coaches yelling over here in the box and everything else, but a tough situation there when you get a pick and then get the ball picked out from right back behind you.
2 changes of possession on one play. Not often you see that. 2nd down and 10 at the Colgan 33 for Galena. Sarwinski takes the snap, rolls to the near side, has 2 receivers over here, throws, airmails his intended receiver. That was Martin, incomplete. Martin partially deflected it, and Garrett Van Beesler nearly came down with the pick. Van Beesler was in coverage on Brandon Shepard, who was a level behind Martin. 3rd down and 10 now for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I do like the passing attack by Galena, though. PJ Sarwinski can throw the ball pretty well. I like the way he's putting the ball on target and just a little off, but I think if they continue to do it and he feels a little bit more comfortable with it, they can do great things with the passing attack coming from PJ Sarwinski.
PJ Sarwinski takes the snap, play action out of the flexbone formation, looks downfield, has a man, and it's off of his left hand, incomplete. That's Mooney, the intended target at the 25, in on coverage. The linebacker, Bryce Hutchins. 4th down and 10 now for Galena. The last 6 passes have fallen incomplete, or I guess 1 was intercepted.
It's worth mentioning PJ Sarwinski a little bit favoring his right hand after the play, after he's thrown out of bounds. So coming up 4th down now, you got to go for it. Your season on the line, down 22 points with 10 minutes left to go. And this one, if they don't get it, it's going to be a rough outing.
4 seconds left on the play clock. Sarwinski's got to snap it in a hurry, does just in time. Sarwinski rolls to the near side, looking downfield, has a man, and it's Hall, complete for a 1st down inside the 20 of Colgan, down to the 17. Gain of 17 yards. Galena now in business inside the Colgan red zone.
Like I said, I do like the Galena passing attack. PJ put it right on the numbers and ended up going for a 1st down. And I also like the fact, I hate whenever you have 10 yards to go and people run like an 8-yard route and then stop and then try to get the 2 yards. That was a 10-yard out route. It did exactly what they needed to do, put it right on the numbers. Didn't matter if he got tackled as soon as he got hit because he was still 1st down as soon as he caught it.
Martin and Hall both out of the game. Twins to either side for Sarwinski and company. Out route nearly jumped on by Van Beesler. Incomplete, intended for DiCamillo. Van Beesler nearly had a pick going the other way, and Sarwinski leveled after the play, and a roughing the passer penalty called against Colgan. Sarwinski is slow to get up. They don't want to have to bring him out for a play, certainly, so they're trying to get him back up before the injury timeout gets levied against Galena. They'll have time to at least work out whatever kinks PJ Sarwinski might have as they mark off half the distance. This should put Galena at the 8-yard line. 4th Colgan penalty, total of 38 yards against them. Now the officials talking things over. There's another flag on the far side. They will pick that up. The White Hat threw the initial flag on the roughing the passer, and there's a flag all the way on the far side at the 28. And it might have been for the same thing, or it might have just been a dropped flag, but an official ran over to pick it up. It's a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Bulldogs. So we'll walk forward to the 9 and then walk backwards to the 24. 9 penalties, 80 yards against for Galena. Something that did not set them behind the 8 ball against Caney on Tuesday has really done significant damage to their chances tonight. And they have been a team in the past that has picked up a few extra penalties along the way. Sarwinski, flexbone formation, fake the toss to DiCamillo, throwing across the middle. It is complete to Garrett Hall on the post inside the 15, down to the 10, taken down by Esch. and a gain of 14.
And I like the pass out of the flex bone look. They've only passed out of shotgun with a single back set or a pistol set. Now they come out with the quarterback under center, and they send a guy in motion, make you think they're going to run, and then all of a sudden play action pass. I like it. Goes for a good gain.
Second down at the 10-yard line. Sarwinski moving outside the pocket, looking towards the end zone. It is caught at the 1-yard line by DiCamillo. So Galena knocking on the door. After the completion to Sal DiCamillo, good job throwing on the run by Sarwinski, who will run back in with the play along with a couple of receivers. They'll bring Martin and Hall back in. The ball essentially at the half-yard line, 9:48 to play in the fourth quarter. Galena will hustle to the line. Sarwinski under center. Ace formation with Mooney, the tailback. Sarwinski ducks and will try and get in. He is stacked up shy of the goal line. No gain despite the push that came from behind by his fullback Mooney. Third down and goal at the half-yard line.
And you got to think about this. With 9 minutes left to go, if they get in here and get a 2-point conversion, they're only down 14 points. That is very manageable in 9 minutes for this Galena Bulldog team. If they continue to pass the way that they've been passing this last drive.
Galena breaks the huddle. Third down and goal at the 1. 9 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. They trail by 22. Sarwinski takes the snap, and this time will be in across the goal line for the touchdown as he dives across, reaches out with his left hand with the ball, and he is in from 1 yard out. So P.J. Sarwinski scores for Galena on his 10th carry of the game. The drive kept alive by a couple of changes of possession on one play, and so Galena is able to cap it off on a P.J. Sarwinski touchdown rush. And they'll be in a position where they pretty much have to go for two. Sarwinski out of the pistol, trips to the far side, one wide out to the near. Sarwinski drops back, he'll look to the near side, wide open is Garrett Hall for the 2-point conversion. Galena scrapes away at the Colgan lead. They trail by 2 scores, 28-14, 8:57 remaining in the fourth quarter. We're back in 30 seconds from Hutch Field. This is high school football coverage on the MyTown Media Radio Network.
New game now.
The tools of healthcare are amazing. Advanced technology, tools right here in Southeast Kansas we use every day for precise surgeries with smaller incisions and faster healing. But at Via Christi Pittsburgh, we know, advanced as they may be, they're still tools. But put in the hands of skilled surgeons, humans who think and feel and care for others, well, that's the amazing part.
Colgan will huddle up. Quick change in personnel. Steinmiller comes out, edge in as the wide out near side, double tight eye. 5 down linemen for Galena. Play action for Cedinho. He rolls out, there's a flag down, and Cedinho is taken down deep in the backfield. He'll be dropped at the 24-yard line. The play action pass did not go as planned for the Colgan Panthers. And this will be a loss of 6. Bo Sarwinski does not want to take the penalty. We'll give Colgan third down and long at their own 24. One of the few plays for the Colgan Panthers that have gone for a loss tonight. First quarterback sack for Galena. What looked to be an intended pass play, at least for Ryan Cedinho. It didn't look like he was aggressively bootlegging for gain. Now third and 14. Coming out, Pacini entering Andrew Stewart. Also exiting for the time being is Zach Heisey. Wholesale changes for the Panthers. Tight end to the near side, twins to the near side for Cedinho out of the shotgun. Look third and 14. Cedinho drops back. Looks to his left. Throwing high and deep for Norman near midfield. And it is caught. Did he hang on to it in bounds? Yes, he did. At the Galena 49-yard line, Gavin Nowlin throws his hands up in the air like, what else can I possibly do to stop that? A gain of 27.
Garrett Norman, a huge tight end. Definitely hard to cover and hard to. Whenever he jumps up for a ball, you better hope that you have enough hops to be able to keep up with him. If not, he's going to come up with the ball just like he did on that play right there. Gives Colgan a big first down right at about the midfield line.
Andrew Stewart running out of the game. It'll be Smith back in as the fullback, Banatori, the tailback, runs into a trio of Bulldogs, and they will stuff in for a 1-yard gain, nothing more. Mooney and Martin on the tackle for Galena. Second down and 9 coming up for Colgan, but that first down keeps that clock moving. Then we're nearing the 7-minute mark to go in the fourth quarter. Colgan leading Galena 28-14.
Colgan, this is the first play of this drive. They've really been stopped for no gain. Now to bring up second and about 10 yards. Colgan, if they get a score here, that is going to be a tough overcoming for Galena.
Even a field goal would do so much damage to Galena's chances of winning this game. Now Colgan will have to take the time out. They let the play clock run down to 0. This is their second time out they've taken. 28-14, Colgan leading. We're back in 30 seconds from Hutchfield midway through the fourth quarter. This is high school football coverage on the Mytown Media Radio Network.
Vianney Auto Body. No way.
Do the same thing, control alt delete. Trent Gling, Tyler Dara back with you from Hutchinson Field. Ian Ahrens and Aaron Willis helping us out in the studio. Our producers, engineers, and the Mytown Media Radio. Intercepting the ball was Garrett Hall, who had matched as step for step. Hall turned his head at the perfect time to be able to defend that pass. If he doesn't turn his head, Esh might have a touchdown. But as it was, Hall got his hands up. Esh knocked it away from Hall. The ball fell incomplete. Fourth down and 9 now for Colgan. The clock stops with the incompletion. 5:56 left to play in the fourth quarter. We'll see if they go for it or choose to punt it away. Tyler Grimes is out, so looks like they will attempt the punt. Grimes standing at his own 37. Back to return is Gavin Nowlin at his own 13. Grimes takes a high snap, puts a charge into the kick. It is a high floating kick. Nowlin takes it to the 16-yard line, will return, but gets only to the 18 before he is undercut by a trio of Panthers on special teams. Billy Dickey and Jeremiah Bush on the stop.
And once again to our viewers on ESPN 100.7, if the stream does go down and it gets kind of just locked up, go ahead and just refresh that, and we are getting it back up. And we are now back live on ESPN 100.7, our video stream that you can see video and watch the game, or excuse me, hear the game and watch the game at the same time. ESPN 100.7.com.
Ball spotted at the 18-yard line for Galena on this drive. Sarwinski designed quarterback keep is played straight out to the far side, and he is level, taken down by Brown, 3 yards deep in the backfield. It'll be second down and 13. Clock continues to move now, under 5:30 left to play in the fourth quarter. No more hurry up for Galena. They're taking their time a little bit more now in the fourth quarter than they were even in the third. Pistol formation for Sarwinski. Drops back, looks to the far side, has DeCamillo. Will turn it upfield. DeCamillo will fall out of bounds across the 25 to the 26. A gain of 11 on the pitch and catch to the far side. Sarwinski 12-26. Now with 162 passing yards. It's not very often that he's put up numbers like that, but it's not very often that Galena's been down this season either. Third 3rd and 2 for the Bulldogs. Ball spotted at their own 26. They need to their own 28. Wing T formation. Out of the flex bone set, they hand off to Mooney. Mooney trying to stretch the play to the near side, and Colgan having none of it. Garrett Norman making the stop, and Van Beesler helping him out, as was Hutchins. And now a flag comes down late at the 18-yard line. And it'll be on the Colgan Panthers. So maybe a little extra roughness after the play.
I didn't hear a whistle. I don't think you call trying to be unbiased here and give an objective opinion, but with no whistle blown, you can have as many people on the tackle as you want and pushing them back until you hear a whistle. So once again, I did not hear a whistle there to stop the play. I don't know how you throw the flag for roughing.
Then again, our booth is pretty much we have to listen through the crowd mic, but they'll move it an additional 15 yards from the point of contact. So it was a 1 yard loss on the carry. But the personal foul against Colgan marks Galena forward 15. Harmful penalty for the Panthers. Ball spotted to Galena 40. Out of the wing T, throwing to the far side, incomplete. Garrett Hall and Gavin Nowlin, I think, should not have been in as close proximity to each other. Nowlin kind of running a wheel route down the far sideline. Ended up nearly making contact with Hall as he was trying to catch that ball. So an incompletion brings up 2nd down and 10. Clock stops 4:51 remaining in the 4th quarter. Galena back to the line of scrimmage. Twins to either side. Mooney, the tailback out of the pistol formation for Sarwinski. Straight drop, quick look near side for Shepard. Shepard has it. He's dragged down inbounds across the 50. It'll be near a 1st down for Galena, depending on the spot. The near side official will go ahead and move the chain. They need to the 50-yard line, and they will spot the ball.
Wow!
Right on the 50-yard line.
That was. Like I said, trying to be as unbiased as possible and objective opinion. And when the ball's on the 49.5-yard line, the first down's on the 50. Let's go ahead and give him first down. I don't know about that. I would have liked to see a measure on that.
Well, I think part of it, too, was that you don't necessarily want to favor one team by calling for a measurement either and stopping the clock under 4:30 to play in the 4th quarter. Trips to the far side for Sarwinski, rolls that way, drops back to pass, looking, has a man, and that is Hunter Green. Green with the catch at the 40, stays on his feet down to the 36. Flag in the backfield in the area of where holding is typically called. And this will negate the catch from Green. They had already started to move the chains on the far side. They'll put those back. The holding penalty will be enforced from the spot of the foul, which makes it an effective 15-yard penalty against the Bulldogs.
That is a big penalty. Look how far back they are now. That'll be first down. How long is that?
25 yards.
Holy moly.
4:09 remaining in the 4th quarter. Galena's got to move a lot of ground in a hurry. Sarwinski takes the snap, the handoff to Mooney, and Mooney is dropped 2 yards deep in the backfield. Galena rushing attack has not been able to get moving forward at all in the second half.
Not sure exactly what the call is there. Running on 1st and 25 and going for now 2nd and 27.
Just hoping, I suppose, that the draw was available. Mooney loses 2. Galena with just 19 rushing yards on 7 carries in the second half. Sarwinski takes the snap, drops back on 2nd and 27. Takes a hit, looking in the air for Green. The ball is knocked up and intercepted. And nearly intercepted, I should say. Not intercepted. 2 players get tangled up, O'Brien and Green after the play. I think it just was a situation where their legs were tangled, and both of them trying to get up, and neither one really happy with the other. No flags, and it's 3rd and 27. It's an eventful an incompletion as you can possibly have.
Just about. But I do like the leadership there by, Andrew Stewart, the senior. to kind of calm down Garrett Van Beesler, the junior, and kind of say, hey, we pretty much have this game. Don't do anything stupid to get yourself run out of maybe the next game. Definitely love the leadership there by Andrew Stewart.
20-25 remaining in the fourth quarter. It's third down at 27. Certainly, if you're Galena, you don't need to get all of it here. Don't really want to try to get all of it here. Pistol formation. Stewart comes free for a moment. Sarwinski able to go away from the pressure, and Shepard cannot hang on to the football on the near side and bounced off of his pad. Because I think that came up on him a little bit quicker than what he thought. Stewart looked like he was going to have a straight shot at the quarterback, and then Mooney chipped on him. And Sarwinski able to evade the pressure still, though. Fourth down and 27 coming up. Colgan's going to back a bunch of guys up near midfield. Galena at their own 33-yard line, 3:19 left to play in the fourth quarter. It shows you how much one penalty can undo a drive. Holding penalty marked him back 15 yards because it was 5 yards deep in the backfield. Now twins to either side for Galena. Sarwinski airing it out deep. The ball is picked off by Van Beesler, and now will make the tackle at the 27 of Colgan. Garrett Van Beesler helping to put this game away.
After the last play, Van Beesler made almost an interception. Galena player just basically pulled him down and pulled him out of bounds, and he got up a little fired up, and both head coach Chuck Smith and assistant coach, the offensive coordinator, kind of grabbed him and said, hey, don't do anything dumb, just go out there, make a good play, and do exactly what you need to do. And what does he do? Goes out there, interception, and after the play, Chuck Smith praising him, saying that's what we want you to do, buddy.
I formation, backfield, double tight set. They'll keep it with Cedeno. After pulling out of the belly of Stewart, Cedeno falls forward for maybe a half a yard. Timeout taken by Galena. They've got all three, so if they can get a stop, they will get the ball back. 3:02 remaining in the fourth quarter. 28-14, Colgan leading. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening. High school football coverage on the Mytown Media Radio Network.
Dining hall closes at 6.
Welcome back to Hutchinson Field in Pittsburgh. Colgan has their own 20-yard line following the carry of about a half yard for Ryan Cedeno. The Colgan Panthers leading by 2 scores. 3:02 remaining in the fourth quarter. 28-14. Galena needing a stop. They do have 2 more timeouts to take. Colgan breaking the huddle with 15 left on the play clock. High formation backfield. Smith, the fullback, Banatori, the tailback. They give to Banatori. Looks right side. He will gain the edge across the 30, 35, 37. Has the first down across the 40. It is dragged down at the 41-yard line by Sarwinski. Huge rush of 13 yards to move the chains for Joe Banatori, the senior. One of the games had 158 yards on 19 carries. And the question was, how good is Colgan's ground game against a tough CNC opponent? The answer has been very much affirmative in this contest. After Tyler mentioned, they used primarily the passing attack against a lot of opponents. Recent vintage. They'll snap the line, 2 tight ends to the near side, give to Stewart. Stewart cuts to his left, has across the 45 to the 49, pickup of 8 for the fullback. Andrew Stewart, his second longest rush of the game, gives him 27. Now it's 2nd and 2 for Colgan. Clock continues to churn, under 2:10 remaining in the fourth quarter. Coming up in the post-game show, post-game show, we'll award our Vieti Autobody Collision of the Game and our KTCCU Player of the Game as well. Cedeno takes the snap, hands to Stewart. Stewart lowers his head as the first down up the middle, across midfield to the 47. Tackle made by Caleb Holsey for Galena. 5 yards on the carry for Andrew Stewart. And it looks more and more like Colgan will punch their ticket to the next round. Now, the game that most impacts this one in determining the opponent is the Rossville game. Doesn't get started until, I believe, 6 o'clock. So Colgan will not know if they were to move on, will not know their opponent until later tonight. Next Friday, Cedeno hands off to Batatori across the line of scrimmage, across the 45 to the 42 before being taken back by Holsey. Following a 4-yard gain, second down and 6 coming up. We get a timeout taken. 3 left in the fourth quarter, separating them from a date with the winner of the Nemaha Central and Rossville game. Both of those teams highly regarded in the state. Both of the teams have spent the better part of the season ranked. Snap taken by Cedeno. I can't do anything, man. It's the internet. So. $30. No problem. Welcome back to Hutchinson Field in Pittsburgh. Trent Clay alongside Tyler Darrah as we wrap up this broadcast. 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Colgan on 3rd and 11. They can get a couple of yards and chew up a little bit of clock on this play. Really just need to snap it once more on 4th down. Here's the gift to Batatori. Right side picks to the 45-yard line. They'll mark it officially for 46. Gain of 3 by Batatori. Pushes him up over the 160-yard mark on the day. 20 carries, 161 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And they will get the ball marked and ready for play, not in time. The play clock will run down after the game clock has run down. In fact, they still haven't started the play clock. And the Colgan Panthers will win tonight 28-14 over the Galena Bulldogs. Joe Batatori, 161 yards and 4 touchdowns. Very much in consideration for player of the game. Good job by the defensive secondary of Colgan holding tight on the Galena passing attack late in the contest. We go final at Hutchinson Field. It was a good season for Galena. And as always, you start to look at some of the seniors on the roster. Salty Camillo, Kyle Martin, Dayton Mooney, those guys have fought so hard all year. Gavin Dowland, we mentioned, has battled injuries all season long. And then the linebacking core, Garrett Greenlove, Mason Qualls, Caleb Holsey, all those guys, Kanan Roberts, Zach Long, you can go down the list. But a lot of these guys have had a huge impact on this Galena program. You look at guys like Qualls, Holsey, and Roberts, they've been playing since they were sophomores, so their loss will certainly be felt next year for Galena.
Yeah, definitely a top 5. It brings me back to, I always talk about it because I played high school football for 4 years. Back whenever I was a senior and played Topeka High over at Wichita Northwest. And I remember the last play, basically the last 4 games, whenever we played, we destroyed the teams. So we didn't play, the seniors didn't play the whole second half because we got the JV in. But then that game we lost. And I stayed in the whole game. At the very end, I saw the clock go down to 0. And I just couldn't believe I didn't want to take my helmet off or my shoulder pads off or anything. I just wish I could have kept them off forever. But once again, definitely a tough loss for Galena. But a hard-fought season.
Actually, you got to really give it to Colgan after losing to this team at the very beginning of the season. Now, Galena, they start their season off with a win against St. Mary's Colgan and then end their season with a loss to St. Mary's Colgan. But definitely a great game by both of these two teams, and definitely utmost respect for both teams and both coaches.
A lot of excitement down the stretch. I figured this game would be close. Kind of surprising to see Colgan build a 3-score lead in the second half. Galena fought back, had a chance to get in it, but a couple of penalties kind of put them behind the 8-ball late. And certainly credit both of the teams in a lengthy meeting at the 50-yard line between PJ Sarwinski and Brad Snow and a couple of fellow Cherokee Countians. Brad, of course, one of the assistant coaches here now at Galena. Bo Sarwinski, the head, Brad Snow at Colgan. Bo Sarwinski at Galena. Colgan celebrating with their championship trophy that they received for winning this particular round of the playoffs. Of course, each round, whether it's regional, sectional, that type of thing, this is a regional championship here, awarded with a trophy in Kansas. And so Colgan will celebrate the receipt of this trophy, and they will await news from the Nemaha Central Rossville game. Whoever wins that game will play Colgan. And then once we hear back from the final, we'll have that posted both on our website and our Twitter feed at ESPN 1007. We'll let you know where you can hear or watch that contest. So the final score, 28-14, Colgan winning. We're back in 2 minutes with the Lubbock Bank postgame show. This is high school football coverage on the MyTown Media Radio Network.
Does Chuck never come up here?
No.
Oh.
No, besides we're on both stations anyway.
So, you don't think the Galena people would want to hear Coach Smith?
No.
Not even a little bit?
They'd sooner drive their car off an embankment.
Do what?
They'd sooner drive their car off an embankment.
I love listening to the coach's corner that Mike does with him because he's like, I don't know, Mike. It's been really hard. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what he says. At the very beginning, after they lost to Galena, he was like, you know, Mike, we just need to get a win here. I'm really glad we got a win, Mike. I'm sussing on you.
Hey, Karen, what's going on?
I don't know. I guess they're. They're showing on my computer, but.
Yep, mine too.
We're here. Are we back?
Yep.
Welcome back to Hutchinson Field. Trent Kling alongside Tyler Dara. Through all the technical difficulties, Colgan winning tonight 28-14. They get a big night from Joe Badatori to move on in the playoffs. They'll face the winner of Nemaha Central and Rossville. Earlier today in 3A, Wellsville got a 56-7 victory over Neodesha. On the other side of the bracket, Independent losing to Halstead. Halstead, boy, they're looking strong. Dragons get a 48-0 victory. Hoisington leading Washington County 50-6 midway through the fourth quarter. Collegiate getting a victory over Garden Plain 41-6. And Scott City has retaken the lead. They were trailing at one point, 21-10 to Norton. Scott City, the Beavers, back in it. They are leading 24-21. The winner of that game will go on to play Collegiate in the 3A playoffs. Scores elsewhere. You look in 8-man Division 1. Central Burden leading Burlingame 16-8 at the end of the first quarter. West Elk trailing Hanover after 3, 68-32. Spearville about to defeat, it looks like, Central Plains 58-28 late in the fourth quarter. And Solomon going final over St. Francis 34-26 in 8-man Division 2. Your scores look like this. Axtell defeating Caldwell's 62-14 tonight. Pike Valley dropping to Argonia Attica. The Titans will go on to face Axtell next Friday. Mineola losing to the number 1 ranked team in the state, Victoria, 46-0. And Sharon Springs, Wallace County, playing with a heavy heart after the death of one of their players this week. 30-20, they lead over Ingalls at the half. Back to our game. Again, the final score, Galena dropping to Colgan 28-14. Tonight's collision of the game is brought to you by Vietti Auto Body and Alignment. When you find yourself involved in a collision on the streets, choose Vietti Auto Body and Alignment with over 100 years of combined experience. Vietti Auto Body and Alignment on 4th Street since 1948. So, Tyler, any thoughts for Vietti Auto Body collision of the game?
I think we have to give it to Joe Badatori over here on the side. Or was it Joe?
It was Drew Beck.
Oh, Drew Beck, excuse me. Over here on the sideline, basically just ran over a Galena defender and continued to push forward for more yards. That has to be the Vietti Auto Body collision for me.
All right, excellent. Congratulations to Drew Beck. Tonight's collision of the game brought to you by Vietti Auto Body and Alignment. It's time also to name tonight's Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union Player of the Game. KTCCU is a sound, quality-driven organization that provides the most desirable financial services for members while safeguarding their assets. With 4 locations across southeast Kansas to better serve the community, you can find them in Pittsburgh at 416 North Broadway. Tonight's KTCCU Player of the Game, I think we're going to go with Joe Badatori. 20 carries, 161 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Did not play when Colgan took on Galena in the first week of the season. And, boy, he showed what a difference he's made for the Colgan Panthers here tonight.
He's definitely got to be the player of the game for me. I believe he scored all 4 touchdowns, like you said. Definitely one of the best players on this Colgan team tonight, and one of the reasons that they put up all those points, obviously, and definitely a great performance by him, and they'll need him to do great moving forward to the next game.
Now time for the final game stats, brought to you by Jim Adams at Fletcher Toyota Scion. Give him a visit, Rangeline Road in South Joplin. Jim Adams at Fletcher Toyota Scion. A big sponsor of high school football in southeast Kansas all season long. That's because of him we were able to be on 1560 AM and 101.5 FM. So a big thanks to him for sponsoring the game on those stations. Your final game stats look like this. For Galena, Brandon Shepard, 7 carries, 3 yards. Sal DiCamillo, 4 carries for 17. PJ Sarwinski held the ball 10 times, for 40 yards. And Dayton Mooney, 8 carries for 14 yards. Sarwinski, the lone rushing touchdown for Galena, 74 yards on 29 carries, an average of 2.5 yards per carry through the air. PJ Sarwinski, 13 for 31, 172 yards and an interception, and a touchdown. The touchdown reception to J.C. Shelton, 2 receptions for 60 yards, 2 receptions for 8 yards for Brandon Shepard. Sal DiCamillo caught 4 balls for 29. Garrett Hall, 3 for 69. And Hunter Green, 1 for 6. It was kind of an odd play as well in the game where you had a ball that was intercepted, and then the fumble was recovered by Galena, and that helped to set up a scoring drive for Galena. And give credit to Kyle Martin, the tight end, on receiving that fumble. For the Colgan Panthers, Drew Beck carried the ball 6 times for 10 yards. Ryan Cedeno, 12 for 60. Joe Manatorian, all 4 touchdowns for Colgan, 20 carries, 161 yards, average of 8 per carry. Andrew Stewart, 9 carries for 36 yards, averaging 4 per carry. And Josh Hayes, 1 for 5. 48 times did Colgan carry the ball, 272 rushing yards. Through the air, Ryan Cedeno, 4 for 8, 78 yards. 2 catches for Sawyer Ash for 43, 1 for Garrett Norman for 27. That was really the catch that helped to put the game away, seal the game late, and helped to run out the clock for the Colgan Panthers in the fourth quarter. And then Drew Beck caught 1 for 8 yards as well. Overall offensive production for Colgan, 350 yards on 56 plays, an average of 6.25 per play. Meanwhile, Galena ran 29 rushing plays, 31 passing plays, 246 yards overall, 4.1 per play. Galena, 10 penalties for 95 yards against. Colgan, 6 penalties for 63 yards against. Any final thoughts, Tyler?
Definitely a great win here by Colgan, and they're going to need all this momentum they can get moving into the next round. And we're still waiting on a final score of the game to see who they are going to play this next coming week. But like I said, a huge win for Colgan, and definitely a tough, heartbreaking loss for Galena. And it goes without saying, but definitely a great showing by them, as whenever Colgan was presented the trophy, they all watched and clapped, and great sportsmanship shown by Sarwinski and his team.
It was a good game tonight. Colgan got the better of Galena 28-14, but it was a close game as we expected. Always a hard-fought CNC battle when these two teams match up. Well, for Ian Arians and Karen Willis back in our studios as our producers and engineers, and for Tyler Dara here, I'm Trent Kling saying so long until next week. You've been listening to high school football coverage on the MyTown Media Radio Network. All right, hey, Ian, play whatever spots we have left over for the Colgan game. Don't delete those out. Just play whatever.
I actually had to pick up some more. We played them all.
Good. That's good news. All right, man. Well, hey, appreciate you guys' help. Sorry our internet wasn't better. I think we need 2 separate jetpacks, honestly, because trying to run both the Skype feed and the video feed is too much for this thing, especially when, 60% of the audience has Verizon too, and they're tweeting and Instagramming and all that stuff.
Okay, as far as getting this back onto ESPN, what are the buttons? I've already turned it back on to auto.
Okay, just go to macros.
Macros, yep.
And ESPN 1. Should be the first one.
It's inspiring for me.
All right, there you go.
I'm in the right place and doing the right thing.
All right, thanks, guys.
This is Connor Baldwin.
We'll see it.
The kid whose life was
I don't know what makes it lock up. It's locking up on different spots. It's,